Yo, what's Papino? Zeke Black is in the building. Yeah, I know I've been going for a week. I was at a training for my job. You know, when you're management, it's going into the first quarter, you have to go to these training classes just to, update the skills. So I was at work. But, I continuously gave you some content on IG. I gave you some on the community board, and I was posting some clips and some videos. Uh, it's been an interesting week, though. It's been very interesting. We had there's a conversation that we had on the 050 The Movement with China Mac. Salute to Harlem Legend, because Harlem Legend got him to pull up. You know what I'm saying? Definitely salute. He actually got him to pull up. Definitely Harlem Legend. Definitely made that happen. Definitely. But it's been a long week. A lot has happened in 7 days, 8, 9 days. A lot has happened, right? The China Mac versus Hassan Campbell versus the Math Hoffa. We see that right in our face. Then, surprisingly, the Bloody Bunch in Clubhouse, Guards and Kings, Heisenberg, Versace. They definitely salute Black Cuddy. I was in my last day of training yesterday. I'm getting a text. Definitely shout out to my man Fox 914, and they're like, "Yo, Z, we got Glaze in the building," but I was busy taking a test. Then the guy, the instructor goes, "Yo, take your lunch." Okay, boom. So I was able to jump in, and I was able to ask Glaze some interview questions without taking away my personal present, how I feel about certain situations. Now, W. Black Cuddy, A Mafia in the building. You heard? I like to dedicate this show to Aggressive Defiance on YouTube and also Net Stars Live on YouTube, plus Dog Soldier. So this show is dedicated to them. These guys support me. I see them on all the platforms that I'm involved with. Dog Soldier, I'm happy that you're a member of 050 The Movement. We locked in, was popping. And it was dope. So it's been a long week. I seen China Mac, and it was dope. I seen China Mac and Hassan Campbell on We Locked In. And they was able to have a conversation. And that's what the game boils down to. We could disagree on something, but let's have a conversation. Let's build something with the conversation. Now you can feel the way you want to feel when I walk away, but let's build on some type of let's make sense of some things. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times our beefs be because our loyalties is something instead of what's right and what's wrong. We're in 2023. What our great grandfathers did and our great great-fathers did have nothing to do with us, because it's a different world. You know what I'm saying? The policies haven't changed, but us personally, we can grow. We can make this into a better world if we just stop thinking about what it would be like, or who it can be, and the who's and the nots and the what's and the do's, right? It's just like when you in jail, for some of you guys, and they always saying Crips can't live here because if they was in Clinton, they'd have got shot out the yard. Well, how would I know? I was never in Clinton. So we have to stop that. We have to create some type of diversity. A lot of you guys are scared of diversity. I don't know why. But it's okay to communicate with another race. You know what I'm saying? It's all right. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay for me to go, I can't be cool with you because I went to the Chinese store and this is how they act. Well, let me be honest with you. Because we have to be well-versed here, right? Let's be well-versed here before I get into the content. We can't say that, the Asians don't like black people if we're one of their number one consumers in our neighborhoods. So you're going to buy food from people that don't like you? You'll walk right past. You'll walk right past. Was Papino finesse? You'll walk right past the soul food spot to buy chicken wings, general style chicken. Let me get wonton soup. Let me get an egg roll. But you'll sit at your table and go, nah, but the Asians don't like us. The Chinese, they racist. They don't like us. The way they treat us. So why would you buy something and trust something you put in your body from a race of people who don't like you? So some of you dudes just be talking because you're being in a conversation and you'll move on to these conversations because you got to make it make sense. Most of you guys in your lifetime spend more money on Asian food than you'll actually spent on Sylvia's, Red Rooster, Copeland's, chicken wings and rice. Let me get all the chicken wings and rice with some fried rice. So so now it's like a lot of times, man, we begin to nitpick shit that don't make sense. Now a person will have an argument if they say, yo, you know what? I don't even eat Chinese food, bro. So that's how I feel because I don't trust that race or whatever the case may be. And I respect it, no doubt. But you can't tell me that 2 days ago you had chicken wings and rice, and now all of a sudden, yo, you don't trust the Asians. This sounds insane. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? A lot of you guys, like I said, man, you got to make sense to make sense. I'm not the hip-hop historian. I grew up in 50 years of hip-hop. I am not the hip-hop historian. But I grew up in hip-hop, 1973. The birth date that they said for 1973, I was born August 29th, 1973. So I grew up in the wheels of hip-hop. This is the last 5 years was the most segregated conversations I ever heard on hip-hop when it came to hip-hop culture. We never woke up in the morning in 1983 and said, yo, hip-hop's a black thing. I don't remember none of those conversations. When the Beastie Boys pop, we supported the Beastie Boys, License to Ill, Paul Revere. We didn't go, we didn't blacklist them because Jody was white in hip-hop. So please, where was half of you niggas that's coming up with these deals that hip-hop was all black? Because that wasn't a conversation in 1983 to 1985. That wasn't a conversation. Dudes was doing business. The white man didn't steal hip-hop from us. People was doing business deals. Russell Simmons made business deals. You know what I'm saying? It's a neighborhood thing. It's a hood thing. It's a thing that it's what year you got part of hip-hop. Hip-hop is just not rapping and MCing. Hip-hop just ain't breakdancing. You got some dudes that have been writing graffiti since 1973, 72, 71. How about the Chris 170, 80 something 3? He's one of the first graffiti artists that went viral. He's a white guy. You know what I'm saying? I forgot the number he put to it. So whatever year you got in the hip hop is what you see. Because we can't mention graffiti without mentioning the Mars Park crew, Cap One, the Albanians, the 2 and 5 line, right? That's a 2 and 5 line right in the Bronx, right? Morris Park, right? Now, what's the training yards over there? 180th Street. Now, what's by 180th Street? Landberg, Southern Boulevard, right? Bronx Zoo, that neighborhood, right? So do y'all want to believe that the Morris Park crew was going all the way to the other side of Manhattan to go bombing and graffiti when the layups is right there? The train layups is right there on the 180th. You know what I'm saying? Salute to the chat. Jay Hodges in the building. For the next dawn was popping. Salute the crazy legs, man. It's what year is what you're looking at in this hip hop thing. It's nothing wrong with that. But we can't, just because that's like saying a Jamaican who started breakdancing in 1985, 1983 is a guest of hip hop. You know what I'm saying? That came straight from Jamaica. Yeah, the schools is what put us together. Schools. A lot of our parents ain't really from here, right? And most of our parents are from the West Indies or from the South. But we wanted to go to school together. There may not be a large Puerto Rican population in South Carolina somewhere, but when you move to the Bronx or Manhattan or even Brooklyn, and even some imperial spots in Queens, you'll be in class with a bunch of Hispanics. So that's just my take on it. That's just my take on it. Yes, it was created by, then certain elements was created by us, black people, grabbing the mic, getting excited. But that all came from the disco era. Don't forget that. Hip hop was a brush off of the disco era of something that we created, break beats and rhyming over instrumentals. When you went to a hip hop block party, it was the same shit grandma played. Shalimar, Diana Ross. You know what I'm saying? Those are hip hop parties. Can That Love Go Down? All that. So let's just be mindful when we get into this. Talk to somebody who was outside. Not talk to somebody outside to you from a book, but what they remember in their zip code. A lot of dudes wasn't getting around, so they may not know. I just happen to live in the borderline of 96th Street, so that's why I got to see something a little more different. Because the rich white kids went to school with my friends at PS 198. A lot of rich white kids went to Wagon Junior High School. A lot of dudes didn't go to 4513. A lot of kids ain't go to PS 57. We have PS 198. A lot of people ain't go to 99. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people ain't go to Jackie Robinson Junior High School. A lot of people ain't go to 101, 102. A lot of kids went to Catholic school, St. Francis. A lot of dudes went to St. Anne's and all that. But let's get to the get down. This is my take. I got some content. I got some voiceovers. I got some things I'm gonna bring to you guys. We locked in, did a great thing. It's going viral. Definitely, Angel was popping. Beating the fucking wolves this morning. I know I've been gone for a week. I was training for my job management. I'm pushing out content, sharing shit. And I'm just trying to just keep you active. Let me shout out to my man, Unique Mecca Audio. He got the podcast popping real soon, you heard? As you see, I look like the YouTube Wesley Snipes right now. New Jack City, you heard? We share this, we like this. Zeke Black is back, you heard? Exactly. It depends on what zip code you in. When you're poor, you only go but so far. So us poor kids, 42nd Street is the world, right? Kung Fu flicks, porno, the peep shows. Remember that? The peep shows? The game room on 42nd Street? We was kids. Sometimes, man, to be right, a person put themselves in a place that looks stupid just to try to get their point across. That's not how life goes. I'm putting myself on harm's way to be right. Like, I'm not going to go to a shootout without a gun just so I can say that, yo, son, I'm not scared of these niggas. But I'm going to get hit 5 times. This is the mind state that a lot of you niggas is willing to do to attempt to prove a point. You can't prove a point that something that's not reality. There's no way that you consume. Now, if you're a vegan and you don't eat Asian food or Chinese food, I respect it. Salute. You got the right to feel the way you feel. But don't tell me you just ate some chicken wings and rice, some wonton, sipping on some wonton soup, and all of a sudden you telling me about we're having a race conversation because of the Asians. And we got to stop putting all the Asians in one basket. The Koreans have nothing to do with the Chinese. The Vietnamese have nothing to do with the Chinese. We see somebody with slanted eyes, and we swear to God, though he's Chinese. We don't know the Japanese. We have to stop putting that. The difference with them is they deal with each other. A lot of their shit is illegal shit. That's why a lot of times they don't fuck with us. Most of them are over here because they came to America and they owe some nigga named Juan $100,000 to gain their freedom, so they come across to America better. When you go to China, when you go to those Asian restaurants, allegedly a lot of those dudes is coming across in debt. Do you think they got time to make friends? They being threatened, and then as they get it together, life goes on. Y'all don't watch too much of these. You watch some things that go in California. You done seen the scene from Men's Society and took that shit to heart. There was a time when everybody judged the black men that went in their store, not just the Asians. If we ain't fit the look or the description, and people just judge us, but not just us, anybody. We go through that in America now. The East Indians treat us worse than the white men treat us, allegedly, right? The East Indians treat us, and they got a complexion like us. You know what I'm saying? Me dealing with them, you feel wait a minute, flag on the play. But those are the tech guys, those are the doctors, right? Those are the dentists. You may get like 2 or 3 of them that's humble, but the rest of them, they only got they worse than the old racist Jamaican. You know what I'm saying? Old racist Jamaicans don't like black Americans. You know what I'm saying? or just West Indies, not even Jamaicans, West Indies. You have to stop saying everything that talks patois or is Jamaican. So let's get to the get down, right? Each one teach one, right? Salute to the fucking chat, man. Shout out to Brooklyn, shout out to Queens, shout out to we here, shout out to Chi-Town. If your niggas ate one chicken wings and rice with some duck sauce, some soy sauce, you cannot have a conversation on, yo, the Asians are racist, but you eat their food. We're not back there when they be cooking. Are you back there when they actually make their plate of food? So get your shit together. Get your shit together. Peace, Google Earth was popping. I'm here. Z Black is here. I'm in the building. Let's do something different for today. Let's hit the like button. Let's hit a bunch of like buttons. Just to hit the like button. I don't know. Listen, I'm not gonna sit here and say that if you hit the like button, I'm gonna get a bunch of people win here. I guess it looks good for those that care about likes. You know what I'm saying? But peace. What's popping? What's up? Z Black is back. What's going on? What I missed? Y'all gotta put me on. What I missed? I got to stream y'all. We about to pop off. What did I miss? There's a lot going on this week, though. Know what I'm saying? Shout out to my man Jamel Saliden, the guard. He been breaking it down all week. He been getting busy. Shout out to the guard. You know, shout out to Booty Low, the low lives. The Google, I guess what he said, the Goose Lows. They had a big thing on 42nd Street. Shout out to the low lives. I took a piece of that content, threw it out there, but check out Booty Low's IG. I think they got a video on YouTube. For those that don't know who the low lives is, and Kanan 3, that was a true narrative of them. When the girl cousin, that she was a low life, they was boosting and selling shit. That was a real group of guys out of Brooklyn that was into that. The boosters doing the Decepticon era of New York City. You know what I'm saying? So it just wasn't about Uptown and Dominicans. You also had a culture of guys that was boosting. You had the Autobots, you had the Decepticons, who were dangerous downtown. Definitely around Park West High School, Fashion Institute, Julie Richmond, I guess some of them called them the R. The Lower East Side, a lot of my friends went to Smith High School. Not Smith, what's that shit? What's that Seward Park? So that's how we started coming downtown. Now, of course, when you go downtown by Canal Street, they got their own culture. They got their own gangs, but those Asian gangs, who do they terrorize? Asian businesses. They ain't got time to play with us. Salute, Clubhouse, you know what I'm saying? Definitely shout out to God the King, peace to the gods of the earth, you what? Where we at? What's Papino? I look like the Black Wesley Snipes on YouTube. Now, Glaze, shout out to Glaze. There's some paperwork that I put out a year ago about Glaze. It's something that came from his brother. His brother didn't give it to me, but it fell on my lap. I did a show on it. I spoke with some things, but I never had a chance to personally, you know what I'm saying? I spoke with some things. G Money, it's not about him being right. See, that's where we're getting this wrong at. The Asian gangs extort Asian people. Let's be clear. When you meet a kid that's Korean or Chinese on Rikers Island, what they in jail for? Extortion, murder. This is what they be in jail for. They extort their own. They don't have time for the outsiders. Asian business is big business. That has nothing to do with us. Again, you have to be well versed when you say this. I'm not saying he's wrong, but I'm just saying for what I know. Because I was cool with some Asians. You know, what's up, keep it up. But they have their own thing. We're the only culture that allow anybody to be in our business. They don't. So since we not in the who's what in their business, they don't like us. They got their own world. I've been to Asian hip hop parties. What the mother in New York City? You think they bugging? All they do is drinking water. They drink water the whole thing. Listen to hip hop. they playing DMX, all that DJ getting crazy. They drinking water and they have their own scene. We're the only ones that let niggas in our world to talk about our world. We are. Just because they don't do that, because you can't sit down with an Asian gangster and he tell you his how him and his team move. Yo, they racist. They don't like us. They got their own culture. They got their own economics. You know what I'm saying? Definitely, she may salute. Because now we gotta be well versed. We're talking to the world now. We're not just talking to these local niggas around the way, around the projects. We're speaking to the world. You know what I'm saying? A lot of us, that's in some of our stories. General style chicken. You know what I'm saying? Sweet and sour chicken. Now back to the content, back to the flow, back to the energy. That's the era I grew up at. They have their own round tables. You're not gonna just go up in Chinatown and go, yo, I want to buy Sonny Blanco was popping. You're not gonna sit and go to a Chinese restaurant in Chinatown and go, yo, I want to get 300 grams of hair on. It's crazy. See, we do that. Nigga goes to the corner store, yo, what's up? Yo, I'm gonna call my man right now. That's the difference. We hear what they go to jail for. The Flying Dragons. Who the Flying Dragons killed? The ops. You know what I'm saying? I've met a bunch of Asians are locked up. Nigga weigh 5 pounds. What you in here for? Extortion and 3 bodies. What? They be in jail for real shit. Yo, what you in here for? Yo, they got me for extortion and the shooting. Whoever been locked up with some kids, some Chinese kids? You hear the wildest stories. We don't be in jail for that. Yo, I'm here for extortion, 2 bodies, and an attempt. And now, in the early 90s, Joffrey was popping, love is love. You heard? Y'all know. Come on, Joffrey, you been locked up. How many times? What Chinese did you ever met that wasn't locked up for an attempt murder or a shooting? Yeah, them niggas be in jail for real shit. Them niggas be in jail. They may not be a whole lost unity, though, but the ones that get caught by the state, and not the feds, you be bugging out. Yo, what the fuck is Lil Wayne doing here? Yo, what you in here for? Yeah. What you in here for? I'm here for a shooting. What? 2 bodies. I seen this one Asian kid, Chinese kid, that was fighting 3 bodies. Yeah, they got their own shit. But it's crazy because these dudes don't be lifting weights and all this shit. They just walk around drinking water all day. You know what I'm saying? Come on, Chavi. Come on. OG Sonny Blanco. We know it's a different texture when it comes to them. But since we don't do business with their gangs, we automatically put them in this race card because they don't deal with us. We just can't go into a barbershop and you know what I'm saying? Ron BS 050 in the building, man. Since you just can't go into a barbershop and go, yo, where can I get a pound of weed? Don't get it twisted. It's alleged that they did do business with the hood, actually. They bought some of that China White uptown to the Bronx. It's alleged. I don't know how true it is, but Boy George from the Bronx was fucking with them dudes in Chinatown. It's alleged. Now remember, in Chinatown, they got their own heroin houses. They got their own flow with that shit. They got their own little spots where dudes get high. If you've been to Flushing, they got spots to fake, you know, the massage, the massage spots. There's a bunch of them by Main Street. See, New York City, Main Street is on Queens, Flushing. That's Flushing, New York. That's a highly Korean neighborhood. But all of Flushing ain't Korean, just basically that part. They got spots where dudes get the massages, what they call it, the specials and all that. That's them spots. So these dudes got their own economics. They got their own economics. But because we're not included, because we don't feel that, because maybe some of us didn't have Asian friends. So a lot of my friends went to Seward Park. Definitely shout out to, Kessa, Cass, Uno, and the rest of them. You know what I'm saying? They all went to sue. Yeah, so Sonny Blanco in the building, man. So when we speak about, don't make it a worldly thing. That's a private thing. That's what I tell dudes, man. When we was wearing Pumas, they was wearing Pumas. They just had their own shit. Who ever been to a Korean hip-hop party? Definitely shout out to Southern Belle. Definitely shout out to Queens, man. Shout out to Black Cuddy. Shout out to Bronxdale Projects. You heard? Shout out to Bronx Love. Once y'all go support, if you're in New York City, you go in the Bronx, I think you need by Bronxdale Projects or the Saliden Projects by the Bruckner. Go support that brother, the Latino brother. He support hip hop. Yeah, I've been to a couple because my cousin was trying to do a Asian hip hop party. So we had to go to their clubs, son. So all I seen them do was drink mad water. I don't know if it was popping E-pills or what, but they was rocking to this hip hop. They have their own hip hop scenes. Now they didn't tell us I think it was by like on the west side by the 50s. The year I went there, the China Club was still popping and Club Speed was still popping, and so it was still the nightlife in New York City. Yeah, let's talk about this. They got their own economics. They love hip hop. Shout out to Lloyd Banks, man. Shout out to John for the Tiger in the building, G Unit, you heard? Shout out to the G Unit in the building, man. Yeah, son. They really rocking to this shit. I'm sitting here like, oh shit. And that's what opens your eyes once you come out your box and you start seeing different shit. Now, you think they told me when I was at the door I couldn't get in the club because I was black? No, all money, good money. Y'all be honest with you. When I went to buy some liquor from the bar, they was like, yo, good looking, because everybody was buying water. I get them credit. Those niggas do not get sauce, bro. They wasn't getting sauce in the club. They was drinking water. So when I went to the bar and said, you getting Henny? They was like, yes, you buying liquor. Bet. Shout out to my cousin Passion Hart, what? Shout out to him. We went to like 3 of them joints because he was trying to link up with an Asian promoter. They was trying to make it happen. I don't want you to think I'm being disrespectful because I'm saying Asian, but I'm not trying to because you got different, you got different fractions. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Yeah. Niggas be watching Men's Society too much, man. That shit that was going on in California, that was a California thing. Yeah, Valenzuela, you know what I'm saying? Them niggas is drinking water. They wasn't even getting sauce. Valenzuela's in the building. The trolls troll, right? The trolls in the building. You know what I'm saying? And that's where I think sometimes we get lost. Like I told you, when my friends are from East Harlem, and they went to school on the Lower East Side, that was a whole other culture. You gotta think about it. What was going on in the late 80s, mid 80s, late 80s, early 90s on the Lower East Side? We had the Do Brothers, we had the Smith Boys, the Smith Projects, we had the dudes out of Baruch, the Av was crazy. What was that dope crew over there? It was a $1 million industry by Compost Projects, by Baruch Projects, by Rutland Projects. They had their own culture. And in certain parts of the Lower East Side, you would have thought that there was Brooklyn niggas, blacks and Puerto Ricans. The baggy polo jeans, the Benetton specs. That was a whole other culture in the LES. Mind you, everything is by each other. For those that's not from New York, you have Chinatown, then you got Little Italy going up. This way going down, right there, you got Smith Projects. You got Murray Bertram High School. You got One Police Plaza. You got 100 Center Street. The courts. You know what I'm saying? You have the courts. So what this boils down to is it boils down to the culture and things. Just the culture and things. Oh no. You know what I'm saying? Y'all crazy, man. You're crazy in the chat. You're losing your mind. But get into the content. I don't even think that's China, to be honest with you. But if somebody want to pull up for these daily race relations, y'all can. Sonny Blanco, where you at, Sonny Blanco? Where we at? We here. I'm gonna play some content. And you guys that would like to join the stream, y'all can. I don't want to lose focus here. We gotta keep the focus. You heard? Gotta keep the focus. We're here for the focus, for the educational moments of this. This is educational for us, the people, man. Shout out to my mans that went to Sewer Park, spoke and all of Kessler, Abby Uno, Mel. They from East Harlem. Yeah, shout out to East Harlem, man. Shout out to that El Barrio, man. Now, y'all, because of my training, you may have missed it. I was in the club. I went to the Lynch Mob birthday party. Not changing the subject. The Lynch Mob, you know, Lou Sims and them. I was at his brother's birthday party. Billy Sims, the legend, the Harlem legend. He was getting a whole lot of money. 40th Street. For those that don't know who 40th Street was, the 40 Wolves. You know what I'm saying? The 40 Wolves. I was on the block with the 40 Wolves in the party, the Club Legends. Club Legends is the club that allegedly Alpo got assassinated at. I was in the club with them. Shout out to Unique. Shout out to... Now, I'm telling you how dope the scene was. I'm coming on my own. Yo, Harlem Legend. Let's talk about it. I was on the east side. I went to the spot by it's the steak spot by 110th and 3rd Ave. I went there, ate some steak. I walked to the west side from 110th to catch the 116th Street. They catch that train on 116th in Leonard. It's the club solo. Walked in the club, boom. You know, like jail niggas, you go to the back. I go to the back of the club. Now, mind you, I'm with my generation, but I'm going to the back of the club. I'm not sitting by the front door. That's what we do. So I'm in the back of the club. I'm G Mac. Nigga come in the building, and nigga I interviewed DJ Capone. Yo, what's poppin'? DJ Capone from the Polo Ground. Oh shit, yo, Zeke, what's up? What's poppin'? Yo, what's up? Mind you, I interviewed on the platform. So now we in the corner, we chilling. Harlem was in the building. Kev Force Pops was there. Harlem was in the building, the 40 Wolves. For those that don't know who the 40 Wolves is, their son, their generation under them is Kuda Love. That's where Kuda Love was from. The blacks that Kelly Cam talk about, that's the black. Kuda Love. Kuda Love, that's the guy who brought Nelly to New York. That took off, Universal Records, for real entertainment. Shout out to Kuda Love, man. I was in the club with Dub. 40th Street. I'm not from the west side. But it was nothing but love. Shout out to Home Legend in the building, man. We get into the get down. We get into the breeziness. I'm an East Side cat, that generation. I wasn't the only East Side cat in there, but I'm black. Then Unique come through with the cameras and he come with the superstars. It's good. But I'm chilling. If y'all seen the video, I'm in the club chilling. I'm in my element. That's what we did in my element. Shout out to the whole West Side, man. Shout out to DJ Double J. You go to the rooftop. He started getting crazy. Yeah. China Mac is definitely, because he grew up in the culture, in the group home. He remembers some God. Remember, when China Mac was going to jail, right? Before I started paying these vocals, before China Mac started going to jail. Hold on, we get my bad. As well, my bad. Bet the cinco.
Yo, he's not the norm. Most Chinese dudes don't fuck with black dudes. They rather fuck with Spanish niggas. Let's keep that fact.
But you know what? He said he was in the badge. He's going to the group home in '87. So he's going to the group home. Definitely Big Dice pull up in the building. We're gonna get Big Dice in the building too. Piece of we got to get the cloth in here. This is cloth talk.
Hold up, because they make it seem like all the Chinese niggas was cool with the black dudes.
Nah, they all wasn't.
Capping, bro.
Remember, they deal with their own culture.
Thank you.
They got
Even if
their
it
own
was cool with
clubs. They
black
got their
dudes,
own
they
spots.
still went back to Chinese niggas. They still like they be cool with black niggas and still spin on them like, oh, I'll see you in school tomorrow and keep
Yeah,
it
they got
pushing.
their own energy. You know
Right?
that. But the way they move is how we supposed to be moving. You know what I'm saying? We the ones that be, yo, what's up? Yo, come to the party. Yo. You know what I'm saying? The way they move, bro. Yo,
Because black dudes was not playing handball. They was playing basketball. The Chinese niggas
basketball. Yeah, 2 or 3
with
of
the
them.
Spanish niggas. They was not mixing with them in the hood like that.
But you know, and that's funny you said that. It's funny you said that. You know why? You know what? You know why it's funny you said that for? Because it's alleged that he did business with George. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean?
That could be a fact because in St. James in the Bronx, it'd be 1,000 Asians, 1,000 Dominicans, and the black niggas, they play ball. Yeah, we close. We close. It's a little gate dividing us, but they on the other side. They not playing handball with us. Like
You're
they
not playing
were high
handball.
school Chinese from back in the day. Put it
So I
like
like
that.
what you said right there. So because I noticed that handball is like football, soccer. You go to a park, you're right. You see Ecuadorians out there, you see Puerto Ricans, Dominicans,
Facts.
Asians. You're right. They got that together, that whole handball and paddleball shit.
Or even better, I put it like this: in Yankee Stadium, the old Yankee Stadium, where they did the field, the black dudes do the court, but not the handball court. They play ball and all that shit. But the Chinese dude, they be in the mix with the Puerto Ricans, the Dominicans,
They
the
come.
Colombians.
So hold on. So they come with that culture.
Yes, you know why? There's another side to this because the Spanish niggas they don't push violence, bro. They don't push crime, my nigga. And that plays into the culture thing, bro. Most Chinese niggas, they on some violent shit, but quietly, quietly. Like if they do violence, it's hush hush, my nigga. It's not like the black thing. The black thing is violence on a loud level. We do
Yeah, but
violence.
you know what though? Hold on. Big Dice said that there's a lot of blacks that play handball in Brooklyn.
Yeah, but the common it's not the common sport amongst y'all.
And you know, something that you're saying right there makes sort of sense. If you play together, y'all begin to, like you said, build relationships through the smallest things, education, through sports, through something. Something y'all all could be like soccer. Soccer's a worldwide thing. You know what I'm saying? So to see somebody that's from Jamaica play soccer with somebody that's from Ecuador, it works out, bro. You know what I'm
Or
saying?
even like this, yo Z. Most Africans they cool with Spanish niggas more than they cool with blacks from America because we play ball with them, play sports.
Yeah.
We go to work with them, deliveries, all that. The blacks from America is not the same to them. It's not the same friendship to other cultures, bro. It's just not the same, bro. There's a divide there.
It's at the divide. So check it. But I can honestly say this. In the 80s, a lot of my friends went to see where I'm from, Venezuela. Well, you know, I always talk my shit. But where I'm from, where I last lived at was 96th Street. 96th Street is the economic divide for Manhattan when it comes to zip codes.
Facts. Harlem and downtown and
Downtown. Yes. So when you cross the street, we're playing basketball with Chinese kids, East Indians, Africans, because these guys got money. We're playing with the Russians.
they live in the towers and the high towers.
Yeah, them big buildings. Yeah, all that shit. That's my neighborhood. Once you cross 96th Street, no courts and all that. You know what I'm saying? It's a whole other world. Then nobody going towards Isaacs. Then you going towards 86th Street, what they call the Upper East Side.
Oh, that's where the money is.
That's where the money at. So a lot of us, we didn't have 30 Chinese Asian friends, but we had a couple because of schools. You know what I'm saying? Because of sport, handball. Some tried to play basketball. Some tried to play baseball. So we had that together. I wasn't in the deep roots of Harlem like 145th and 8th. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? I was on the borderline. So a lot of us have friends that followed the dress code of the culture. They wore Pumas. They wore they wore polo because that was a wave one heavy time. You know what I'm saying?
And they would, and the Asian kids, I'm gonna keep it tall, bro. They was fresher than everybody out here. They had more gear, more clothes, more everything because their parents gave it to them.
Gave it to them.
Gave it to them.
Yes.
They ain't
Yes.
had to hustle. They ain't have to sling fucking rice. They ain't have to work. Their parents bust their ass and gave it to them.
I'm happy you here. I got some content. And I think, and I'm happy having this conversation. You're younger than me, you know what I'm saying? And I like the fact that when you speak from what you see in your generation, and that's a great thing. Because I know that, you know, growing up where I grew up at, like I told you, because of the borderline, I was able to experience a little bit more different. You know what I'm saying? So,
Nah, me too. Because the borderline too in the Bronx. If you go past 200, that gets money. Where the money at? Even Spanish niggas who live up there, their parents work. They put the nurses, all that shit.
What's up, Mikey B was pop. Mikey B, good morning, top of the morning. Yeah, I know.
Get it twisted. The Asians, they not living on the third. They live like four. Don't get that twisted.
They're not excited on that shit. You know what I'm saying? Yo, you know what's so funny though? A couple of months ago, me and my boys was talking about this shit, right? We said, yo, they crazy, man. We had the Chinese restaurant right across the street on 9-9. Thirsty Thursday, young dumb niggas. I have to say allegedly. We'll call the Chinese guy for an order. So they come in the hallway, we start shaking out with him. You know what I'm saying? Them niggas are fake.
And he fights back. He's not pussy, right?
Them niggas ain't pussy. He start slap. You know what I'm saying? You gotta kick with their head.
That's another misconception that the hood has. Like, these niggas is just pushovers, nigga. They'll get it shaking with you for that.
Shaking for that money. No type of dumb shit. But the weird part about this shit is, we'll do this shit, and then the next day, yo, let me get an order of French fries and chicken wings.
And they send them again.
You know, huh?
And they'll send them again.
They'll send them again.
The Chinese man, he has this thing in his mind that he's not scared of America because he comes from a workplace in his mind. He comes from slavery in his mind. The Chinese man.
Oh,
when he comes to America, he comes from slavery. He's not even here.
Most of them, not all of them, when they come over here, they come in debt. Yo, you owe me $100,000.
Back.
For you to be free, you got to work in the restaurant for 7 summers. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? So you gain your freedom. You know what I'm saying?
He's still enslaved. He's in captivity, even though he's free to work. That's another thing that gets lost in the sauce in America. Like, these niggas just come over here and they cool with everybody. No, they don't even want to mix with you because they gotta pay the debt. They gotta put more family members over. They gotta bring kids, grandma, aunties. They're not trying to rob. Like, I'm gonna keep it tall. Most Chinese parents, when they brought the Spanish kid to the house, they were tight, bro. They was fucking super tight. Like, what? You got little Raymond here? Ooh, super tight, bro.
Little Raymond got a DA. You got a DA.
If you was dating a Chinese girl and you went to her crib, yo, they was beating on her.
Yo, I'm gonna tell you what's crazy. You know what's funny? This is crazy, man. Definitely shout out to Chad and Mike for creating this conversation. Yo, I'm gonna tell you what's crazy, man. You had two different types of Puerto Ricans back in the days. You had the ones that was hip hop like us,
and the square.
The DA niggas. You know what I'm saying? You heard me? The DA with the straight pants.
With the shiny shoes.
Shiny shoes. Those crazy. Those niggas became the killers, bro. You know what I'm saying? You heard me?
They was not mixing, right? They was not playing. They wasn't even
playing. At the Puerto Rican in the car, you be bugging out like, what the fuck is wrong with this nigga? Yo,
that's another misconception. That the Spanish square nigga fuck with the hip hop Spanish nigga, and they don't mix neither. They don't mix neither. A nigga from DR, you not fuck with a nigga who was here, fucking bumping hip hop, nigga. You gonna fuck with him? They don't even listen to the same music.
I go to parties, yo. This is no Valenzuela. That's a fact. I used to go to parties with I hung out with my Puerto Ricans, I hung out with my Puerto Ricans. These niggas, all they play is house and freestyle music all night long. You know what I mean? One piece of hip hop. You know what I'm saying? Like, what the
and this is where it gets fucked up, but this is true. The Spanish that come from over there, from Puerto Rico, from Cuba, from Ecuador, from DR, from wherever, they sniff coke, bro. The niggas here don't. That's another reason they don't fuck with each other. The drug of choice is totally different. So while the Spanish niggas is smoking weed here, the niggas from over there doing bumps. They don't even vibe together. Like
it's a different world. So that's why I said once you understand the cultures, we're like we already know. That's what I'm saying. That's when you deal with what you just said right there is powerful. Look, okay, I know he's a Puerto Rican, so I already know how he gives up. Yo, well, that's my man. He you know what I'm saying? He can survive. Yeah, because what happens is a lot of people, their parents is old school. A lot of dudes' parents wasn't really born. So a lot of their parents or grandparents that come across, it's just like my godfather. He's from the Bahamas. I thought he hated black people because when he talked down on blacks.
Oh my God! Thank you. You say,
I'm saying, what the that's a piece of George. You know what I'm saying? He called me a nigga before a white person called me a nigga. Facts. You know what I'm saying?
The way that act.
Shit. Those are crazy shit. Like, what the fuck?
Yo, Zeke, talk facts. The older black people, they despise the way black people act.
How we was raised.
That shit.
So when we speak on race relations, we have to start with us first before we go, yo, how come Juan didn't fuck with me in the parks? Because we had that in common. If you don't play, you just like go in the park and go, Juan, Lang, let's walk around the block. I want to be your friend. You have to do something, play handball, you know what I'm saying? You hear me? What? Deliver food at the Chinese restaurant, do something. That's like us. You just can't with us about Zeke, let's hang out. Who's you? Don't worry about that. We're gonna be friends next week. You know what I'm saying? You hear me? Look at the Haitians.
Or even the Spanish niggas who didn't speak Spanish, nigga, we despise them. Bro. Like, oh, you're not even Spanish, bro. Like, come to the house, my mom's gonna talk to you, and you looking at her like you crazy, but you Spanish. Get out of here, bro.
Oh my man, yo, that's funny. My man and his brothers. Never shout out to Sonny and John. John don't know a lick of Spanish. His Spanish is limited. Sonny, he's fluent. He paid attention. Lisa, she paid attention. John, when his father talked to him, he talked to him in Spanish. All John do was look at him like he's crazy. You know what I'm saying? So it's like the father, he loved all his kids, but he has a better relationship with Sonny and Lisa because they talk that Spanish with him. You know
because
too American. You know
the language is like a Rolex watch that we pass down. The language.
Yeah.
And once we can't pass it down to you, you're like a traitor, bro. How you gonna go back home and not speak nothing? You can't even go home.
Man, shout out to my man John, man. John. My man John. Well, it's shout out to my man Jay, you know what I'm saying? But
that's why older parents didn't want their children mixing because you will lose our heritage. You will lose something we're passing down to you.
Yes,
You're losing. That's why we looked at you like a dropout, bro. Like a culture dropout, homie.
Now I'm gonna tell you what's deep. My father owned the store, so he knew some English. He owned the store, a corner store, there's a candy store. I can't divide what's going on in there, but he has some shit that he owns the store, right? Sent his kids to Catholic school. But when he talked to John, he would talk Spanish. You know what I'm saying? You hear me? And John be looking at him like, yeah, see, see. I see his face like, just go. You know what I'm saying?
And put it like this, and it's fucked up to say, but I understand. Slavery. That's why I understand slavery. When they brought the black, they lost some of their culture. I understand it. It's the same way with Spanish people losing the language. It's the same exact thing. It's the same exact principle. Some niggas just didn't pick it up.
He picked it up. Now, you know what I'm saying? Like you know what I'm saying? It's definitely, it says this is a dope culture conversation. And it's me and Val's Weller. It's me and Weller. You know what I'm saying? And I like these conversations because it's a great build. You know what I'm saying? I got some content and some other shit, but I always got to deal with China. Man. A lot of people across the world, they don't understand New York culture, as in New York, for what goes on in New York. Like you said, handball. Like now it makes sense to me why Boy George was in with the Asian, Chinese guys. And it's alleged he had a plug with that China white with Chinatown.
So like the Spanish dude, I could go downtown right now. I'm talking about right now. I could go to Soho. I could go to Alphabet City right now and be cool with them right now because I'm Spanish. If I was black, it'd be harder. It'd be harder. But I could go right now, not know nobody down there, play ball for like 2 months, and get to know somebody. It won't be that hard.
Yeah, got you. That's a fact. That's a fact. That's a fact. Valenzuela is in the building, man. Valenzuela is in the building. You know what I'm saying? This is definitely it's because we're speaking about cultures and just love hip hop, like you're saying, staying fly. And I think if you've never been around it or tried to intermingle, that you look at things watching Menace to Society. I never went to a Chinese restaurant and ordered some food and got hit with some racial slur that I knew about. You know what I'm saying?
Never. See, I'm gonna keep it tall. Most of the Chinese dudes,
nah, they might talk shit.
Most of the Chinese, they speak Spanish. I'm gonna keep it tall.
I seen Mexican Chinese restaurant in East Harlem.
They speak Spanish.
Me up. A Chinese Mexican restaurant. I was actually a couple of them shits. So I know that they deal with the cultures, and that's just business, and that's the nows. You know what I'm saying? Like if they was talking shit, one thing I'm gonna say, a lot of niggas can't front in the 5 boroughs. A lot of dudes made a lot of money hustling out the Chinese restaurants. Those niggas was not calling the police on niggas, bro. You hear me?
Oh, they let you smoke inside while you was ordering the order.
Yeah, son. It wasn't calling police 911. But we can't sit here and say how much they was hating. I know that where I was at on 100th Street, niggas was getting money on it. In that Chinese restaurant, it should be a Chinese restaurant on 3rd Ave on 100th Street. That was the spot, my nigga.
Yo, Z, Chinese people bought bulletproof glass to the hood. Give them
they was cool. They really wasn't
people. Look, the Chinese man is the first merchant that ever put bulletproof glass in his store. Before the Chinese man, it wasn't bulletproof glass, bro.
Yeah, because niggas started running up in there. You know what I'm saying? Losing their mind. I know that got money out of Chinese restaurants. They wasn't calling the cops or nobody. Yo, get out of here. So that's why I said everybody's personal experience with an Asian doesn't mean it's a worldwide thing. Because you know in the hood, you know how the niggas go in the hood, niggas be smoking the blunt. Now they might talk shit in their language in the back, but then after a while, I'm gonna be honest with you, you begin to catch on. Yo, what the fuck is so funny? You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean?
And they only do that with a certain group of people too. Racism is very targeted.
Yeah, yes. Know what I'm saying? So that's just my take on that. Some people might go, yo, Zeke, nah. There's times I hustle at the Chinese restaurant. Yo, meet me on 99. You know what I'm saying? Yo, where you at? We get for. But I'll go buy some food while I'm there. Let me get an order general style chicken, some wonton soup. You know what I'm saying? Let's get this going. It's all love, man. That's why I think people, because there's a generation of them that's isolated, but they isolated within themselves. Ace Money Bags was popping. So yeah, in their culture, they don't fuck with certain regions and certain individuals. So you know what I'm saying?
You know what's being lost, and nobody's saying that actually that black culture is the thing that's leaving the hood. Because there's less and less black people in these hoods every day. There's a lot of Mexicans, Dominicans, Puerto Rican. And in reality, the things that's leaving the hood is the presence of black people, bro. It's leaving, bro.
Yeah.
Like every day in the projects, there's another Mexican moving in and a black person leaving. So in reality,
they moving in. They moving by the truck.
This will be all Spanish right here.
But I'm gonna tell you what's funny. My projects, I see that it's a different culture moving in there. Like it's just like that. What's some projects in Flushing? What's that? Bland Projects? That's Bland, right? That's an Asian project. You know what I mean? That's mad Asians in that projects. When you go from Main Street in Flushing, that's a housing complex right there downtown.
Thank you. You know, like,
bro.
understand what the Jews felt too. Now I understand what they felt like when they started leaving the projects and other cultures started moving in. It's the same thing. Now it's our turn.
Yeah. Everybody gets money and they build, you know, they get to build in other zip codes, whatever the case may be, and whatever's there. But the difference is a lot of the cultures that's moving in, they're working class. middle income, low income, but they got jobs. Like
Speak
that's
on
the
it.
difference. So now what they take it in is, okay, we got this guy, this individual that owns 4 stores. You know what I'm saying? You hear me?
He live in the projects.
He live in the projects. He's stacking his money, so then when his money get really right, he can move it back in Heights, Long
somewhere
Island.
in Queens.
Huh?
Yes. Or the Mexican who does construction, who in 5 years will have 500,000 and move somewhere
500,000.
and be gone.
They're not because they realize that housing complexes wasn't meant for generations. It was meant to get shit together and go. That was the whole plan with it. But because of policy, because of economics, you have generations in projects. That wasn't the plan. The plan for the housing complex was you stay here for a year, get your money, get your life together, and then go. Because it was made for people come back from the service, from the army, or whatever the case may be. You know what I'm saying? I come from a middle income project. All my friends' parents had a job. You know what I'm saying?
Thank you. That's another misconception. Like I heard, and this is not to throw a shot, but I heard on 050 say, "Oh, if your parents grew up in the '85, you was crack babies." False, nigga. Most niggas had jobs. That's false, bro. If your parents did drugs,
my man John, his father owned the store.
Thank you.
Man Brian, his father, he did construction.
If their parents did drugs,
grandmother, she had a job. I think she was a
drug
nurse.
addict.
Yeah,
If their parents
you know what I'm saying? Like all my friends, a lot of my friends, like my man Tyree, his father, he had a job. It was a generation of the man working, the kids raised by their mothers. You know what I'm saying? A lot of my friends went to Catholic school, bro.
Exactly.
That's crazy.
Thank you. $200 a month.
Yeah, Catholic school. St. Francis de Sales. Kessler went there. Brian didn't go there. But John went there. Crazer went there. Yeah, crazy. You know what I'm saying? So even though we was losing our minds, if you didn't go to St. Francis, you went to PS 198. 198. You was in diverse class as soon as you went to school. I show you school pictures where niggas is whites, Chinese, Asians. You know what I'm saying?
Thank you.
Because
why Chinese, Asians in Catholic school? Why? Because you have to pay.
No, paying for that.
Separates a lot of shit. Bro.
It's the regular school. Feed the wolves. You going to school with the wolves? You know what I'm saying?
And I know this for a fact because I grew up in the hood. I know parents. I know this as a fact. Most parents rather give you $200 sneakers than pay for your $200 tuition. I know this. I grew up in the hood, nigga. When niggas in public school was having Jordans every month on the dot, nigga. Every first, niggas was having a new Jordans, but their parents wouldn't take that money and put them in private school. I know this. I know this fact too, bro. That's another misconception. It wasn't. No, they didn't have money. Yes, they did have money. They just didn't spend it in their kids' education. They just didn't. That's another misconception. A lot of fucking people had money back in the days. They wasn't all broke.
PS 120, yeah. Because I come from, like I told you, I'm from Washington. Down in here, wow. From 97th Street to 104th Street? Yeah, 104th. Projects. But I live up the hill. So I live with what's called Lexington houses. We have 4 buildings, 2 community centers, and a laundromat in our projects, bro. A laundromat in the building. You know what I'm saying? You hear me? That's my housing complex. Go up the hill. So, and where I lived at, it was more so a working class housing complex. You know what I'm saying? It was like I told you, the average kid that I played tag with had a parent that went to work. It was a mother or a father. So it was a different environment. Like Christmas, we had good Christmases. We had Thanksgivings. We had, you know what I'm saying? Because we grew up in a working class housing complex where you actually see dudes' fathers going to work. You know what I'm saying? If you brought back to your friends' parents going to work. So that was so my projects, even though it was $1 million projects when it came to the streets, because the borderline, it was more good than bad. The average kid in my projects.
You hit it on the nail. You hit the nail on the head. The divide came when we turned 17, 18, 19, that we looked at our parents and said, damn, I don't want to go to work. That's when the divide, that's when the shit split. That when we became young adults, we looked at our parents like suckers. Like,
yeah,
damn, he
fact.
go to work, my dad go to work, damn. Like,
Yeah.
he don't got a family. We looked at our parents like suckers. And we said, nah, I ain't going to work. And that's in the 90s, that's when the shit fell off.
Yo, that's when shit fell off. You know what's funny? I remember, right? Because a lot of my friends, I told you, our story really ain't, no matter what our parents did, our stories really ain't, yo, I did this because my shit was fucked up. My block was crazy. My block, per se, my generation, we never had a drug war, bro. You hear me? We don't got casualties. You never had building versus building. You know what I'm saying? We never had side versus side. We had our issues in there, but it never got to a point where, because we come from working class projects. So a lot of us inspired by the parents. You see somebody father go to work, ask a question, yo, where you going? Yo, I work for the school. A lot of these niggas' fathers was working for these schools, bro.
Janitors.
They took advantage of the trade. Imagine you come from Puerto Rico with one pair of sneakers on. There's a lot of Puerto Ricans that they don't even know about. When they first came to America, they came to like the Chelsea area, I believe, like 14th Street, Fulton Projects, that area.
City, baby.
You know what I'm saying? They started down there, most of them. So when they came to America, a lot of them just came with one pair of sneakers on. A lot of Jamaicans, when they went to the Flatbush, wherever they went, a lot of dudes was coming to the 116th. There was a lot of people from the Caribbean there, Cubans, 116th by Madison Avenue. They found their way in America. This is how a lot of these guys, a lot of our friends, some of the biggest goons in New York went to Cat School.
No,
You know
don't tell them the truth, because then they're gonna get mad. Like, damn, these niggas are smart. They just chose to be criminal.
They just chose to be criminals. A lot of them, because a lot of these dudes we all went to school together. India was popping. Oh yeah, yo, Ron Bush, what junior high school you went to? You went there with Crystal and them? There's some of my projects. You know what I'm saying? Crystal, it depends on what junior high school you went to. Now, in my hood, you had like 4 junior high schools. You had 117. Now, 117 was crazy. You had 117 that was crazy. Jefferson Park Junior High School. But what's over there? 1199 and Franklin Plaza. So there wasn't a lot of poor kids over there. Because you had Franklin Plaza, you had 1199. But what's crazy on that side was you had East River and Wilson and New Old Metro. So that's that area crazy. But in all reality, a lot of good kids came out of 1199. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, just like I said, this was fresh on the culture. My generation. But for those that don't know what 1199 is, 108th Street, across the street, that's where Dave East used to live at. Back in the days, there used to be a barber shop right there, like a unisex spot, like an 89. You know what I'm saying?
And I'm gonna keep it tall. Like they say, like, oh, because your parents used drugs back in the day, he was a drug. No, it wasn't nothing like that. Your parents did drugs and they went to work on Monday morning. Yeah, they did drugs when they came home.
Oh shit!
But they
Wagner. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, exactly. My man Peter went there. Tyree went there. So I started cutting. All of them went there. Don Rico, 93rd Street, first side of the building. From inside, you went there with everybody that generation. Now that's Lex House niggas on that side. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Yo, Zeke, and I'm sorry to tell you, but Harlem only consists of 120, 125 and up. Everything under that is not Harlem no more. Sorry.
But you know, A Street and all that, always the upper side, always been a different feel. Shout out to my man, the PTC crew. But technically, Harlem don't really start to 110th Street on the west side. You know what I'm saying?
They don't even consider that Harlem no more. Because of zoning and taxes, that's not considered Harlem no more. That's upper east side, upper west side. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Different tax bracket.
So check it. Now, I'm going to some content. It's why I'm yesterday, Debbie Chappie, my favorite Puerto Ricans in the building. Yesterday, the Bloody Bunch in Clubhouse, they did a show based off They was in Clubhouse, and Brian Glaze Gibbs pulled up yesterday. And Debbie shot the South Jamaica.
And he's the ultimate gangster, and he don't get credit.
Now check this out. He came up there with his troops. He said, "Yo," he cooperated. He basically, the paperwork I have, he said it was real. It was confirmed. Whatever his brother found and put out there, whatever the case may be, he went into his troops. So instead of
you know what it is? He's supposed to tell. He's part of the streets. He's supposed to do anything possible to stay out of jail. Like,
listen to what he said. I want to just say that's why I want you guys. You gotta listen to what he said in the Clubhouse yesterday. He said his words. You know what I'm saying? It ain't us. He was very well versed, and I asked him some questions on some paperwork, and he actually answered the shit. Okay? And he knew who I was. He said Z Black, whatever the case may be. Yes, I came in tried to bash you, whatever the case may be. But I'm doing journalism this time, so I want to hear your story. You know what I'm saying?
Was he supposed to see his family every day or go to jail with niggas? I thought we decide these things when we play in the streets. We gotta go home to our family, right? All this other shit, like, nah, I'm gonna take the time for the homies. Are you slow, homie? Yo, go home to your family. Get this paper. Like, niggas got confused with with Doja being a street Doja and being a street. They got that shit confused.
Yeah, you're right. So check it. I'm gonna do Valenzuela. I'm gonna knock you down for a second. I'm gonna bring you back. I have to play this content. You know, definitely salute the Valenzuela in the building. Troll. You'll see him on 050 the movement. He's making his moves, he's making his rounds. I like building with the younger guards, you know what I'm saying? Everybody has a different experience, they see things differently, and you see, I don't reject their knowledge. We're going to the Bloody Bunch. Yesterday, I was hit up by Guards King with the Bloody Bunch, and he was telling me, shout out to White Jamel, and he was like, yo, Zeke, we got Glaze up here. I was in a meeting, because I remember I told you all week long, I've been working, and whatever the case may be, that's whatever the case may be, management shit, you know what I'm saying? They called lunch a little early, and I was able to jump in there. And we're gonna start from the top. Shout out to the Bloody Bunch on Clubhouse. Follow them, subscribe to them. That's you know what I'm saying? That's the Bloody House.
I paid for the house. He got the house when my mother died. Financed the house twice.
That's Glaze.
So,
hold on.
When he decided to do that, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's why I went with him. You know what I'm saying? We already know what he did. You know, we could go crazy and do all the other shit, but... You know me, I'm not no psychotic, but I'll tell you one thing. Once again, just so for my... The only reason a nigga cooperates, I don't care what no one says, is because they don't want to go to jail. That's it. They'll send someone else there. That's a fact. That's it. There's some people who are... What they say?
Shout out to my man Iced Out. Shout out to East Harlem, my man Ice Wavy. Definitely shout out to him, man. Definitely feeding the wolves. That Guards King. Shout out to Guards King. He's here. They're prepping for bringing him up on the stage. Guards King is prepping for bringing him up on the stage right now. So this is what we're doing right now. He's prepping to bring Glaze up on the stage.
It's just like a serial killer, you know, where they what's that shit on? Then fucking narcissists, you know what I mean? Like, they don't care about nothing but their self. That's it. Like what y'all said. I never heard that praying cooperative, though. Said that before. They say he took a deal. He cooperated with the government, got a deal. Who he told or whatever, I don't know. I don't know who he told him. I ain't gonna lie, I never heard that before. I heard that. I gotta get that clear. Who he cooperated with? Mm-hmm. Y'all really think them kids in the street now are gonna listen to him knowing he did what he did? Kids in the street don't listen to no one anyway. That's a fact. That's a myth, bro. These kids is not listening to no one, my nigga. That's it. But their own peers, meaning the kids that are around. We did. Just like we did. You know, when we was growing up, you had the niggas that was on the block, literally, like corners that ran by. We did not listen to those people. We only ran with our direct peers. The niggas we was with every day. Whether it was school, doing this, doing that, whatever crime. Like, niggas do not listen to older people, bro. If that was the case, niggas listen to their own mother and father. I ain't gonna... But ain't nowhere in the world no kid be gonna listen to somebody who tell they out the streets that cooperate. That's your opinion. That's your opinion. A large percent of them won't. About it. Most of them. Let's say most of them. Yeah, that's a fact. But you know, he can't reach everybody. You know what I'm saying? So the ones that he can reach, we'll take that. Hey, listen. If you're trying to deter people from making them same mistakes and choices you make, fucking do what you gotta do, man. If that's what's gonna make you get redemption, save some people. And that, you know how it is, like when you first meet somebody, you might not know them parents, they don't know them, but when you're around them long enough, they start showing who they really are. So for the whole time, he said that shit. The whole time he's been on that same, he's been talking the same talk. You know, he hasn't wavered. So, you know, not that I don't agree with cooperating and all that kind of stuff, but you know, it is what it is. If he's willing to walk in his truth, and we can use him as an example, why not?
That's him speaking right there.
Because there's a lot of dudes that's coming home from jail and they're glorifying that shit, making these shorties think it's a rite of passage. Because when I was young, you ain't been to the alley yet? Ah, man, yeah. You know what I mean? That shit was, niggas was making it seem like that was a rite of passage. And that's bugged the fuck out. For real. It's a rite of passage to go to jail and all that type of shit. But in our community, you know, that's what we promote. You ain't a man until, like, I don't know where y'all from, but I'm from Queens. And a lot of motherfuckers be like, when I was younger, 15, 16, or you ain't been to the alley yet? Blah, 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 blah. Like that was your, you know, like that was your graduation. Yeah, we hit the alley in the hood. You know, so
that's Infomind speaking, probably people. That's Infomind.
That shit still goes on today. The object of the game is not get caught. Fuck they talk about. And also, I've been getting back to by committing a crime. So you gotta do what you gotta do to eat, but it's always a price to pay. So, Infomind, let me ask you this, my G. You know what I mean? You've been around and seen it. We ain't gonna go in there if you did it or not.
God
right?
the King
but
speaking, right?
What made you take that detour? You know what I'm saying? Instead of, you know what I mean, other decisions, because it was right there. I know it was right there. I went to jail in New York and all that. I'm 46 Queens Supreme Court. I had Judge Rocky. Everybody from Queens Court, Judge Rocky. I went to trial. I beat my case. I went to trial. Salute. I went to Maryland. I took my show on the road. I went out of town and started fucking around. But I got pinched. I got pinched in Maryland. I went to jail. What made me change my mind was my baby mom wouldn't bring my son to visit me. At that point in time, I only had one son. Let's talk about it. You know, I'm out of town. I don't fuck around with white girls and all that wild shit. I had a white girl that was a rider. She was riding for me. She would go pick up my son and bring him on a visit to see me. So I'm looking at him on a visit. He's young and impressionable mind. When he left me, when the visit was over, he didn't understand why I wasn't going with him. You know what I'm saying? So I went back to my cell, pressed my mom, and that shit just went through my mind like, yo, you gotta do something different, bro. You gotta do something different. And Mike get in there. When I got out, when I came home in Maryland, I never touched no more drugs. I never touched no drugs. I didn't hustle no more. I hit work release. I got a regular job. So on work release, you know, when you get your paycheck, you gotta hand your check into the jail. And they'll give you like an allowance. So I was fortunate enough that I caught a customer service job. You know, niggas in the dorm, niggas working construction, niggas working McDonald's, all that. I caught a customer service job. I'm getting fresh, going to work on work release. I was able to stack up some money. And when I came home, I had a piece of change from working. And I just kept on working. I kept the same job, and I never went back to the street shit. And like I said, the epiphany that I had was explaining to my son why I wasn't able to walk out the door with him. And that was enough for me right there and then. That was it. That was my turning point. So let me ask you this. What was the birth of Info Minds, and what made you come up with that name, my G?
Well, I didn't come up with it, to be honest. My partner came up with the name.
Let's talk about it.
The name for the culture. So that's how the Info Minds is for the culture. So I came up.
This is the interview first before they get Glaze up there. Info Minds for love for you guys. Check out him, subscribe to him. He got over 200,000 followers. He has great content on just New York history. He has some great content. Check him out, Info Minds. This is Garza King interviewing Info Minds before Glaze get up there. For those guys who don't know Info Minds, Timbo. You can Google him, Info Minds. This is the guy that they speak to. Good guy from Queens. Salute, salute, salute. This is Garza King first interviewing Info Minds before we get to Glaze.
But it was like 6 years. So I was like, you know what? Let's just go with brand. Let's just go with the brand that's Info Minds, and everything is under that umbrella. And we came up with it in late 2017, or in 2018. We had like 10,000 subscribers, and we started doing interviews, and now our subscribers went up, and we started getting traction and catching motion. And 250,000 subscribers later, here we are.
So let me ask you this back for those that don't know. What was your first interview, and what do you think was your most impactful interview? Let's talk about it.
The 2.5 episode was really dope. The 2.5 episode, Tango episode, because it's founded on that old 2.5 and all them guys. The most impactful interview, I think it didn't come out yet. It was Mario Machete and a guy named Mike Love. Mike Love was sentenced to 50 years. He did 25 years.
Let's talk about it.
He stayed in the law library for 25 years. Gave back 25 years. He came home. Now he's a reverend. He got a church. He got a CDL license. He got married. And he got a dope story, man. Everybody that's been up north know Mike Love. Mike Love used to be, he met Mario Machete. He used to be on the gate, reading books, giving him books and all this type of shit like that. He helped Mario's life. But it's a guy named Mike Love. That interview didn't come out yet.
The Puerto Rican guy, right?
Huh?
Mario Machete is the Puerto Rican guy, right?
From Bushwick, yeah. Yup. That was one of the dope ones.
So where you dropping it?
All that shit dropping within the next 6 months. You got some shit, like I said, I just took a break because trying to make this social media platform go where I wanted to go. My kids, my wife, all of them became like just bystanders. It was all about editing the next interview. So they kind of became blurs. So we took a hiatus just so I could get back in tune with everything that's really important. You know what I'm saying? Which is my family. I had to get back in tune with them because a lot of shit, my son got basketball practice. Baby, you take him, man. I'm trying to get this thing. That became an everyday thing. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So we had to take 2 steps back to take a couple steps forward, but it was just regrouping, refocusing, and putting the energy back into my family. The same way that was putting energy into the platform, I had to find balance. And I found that balance now. When we found that balance, like I said, I haven't put anything out in the last 7 months. But that last 7 months, I've been like, like a foundation on the house. My foundation had a couple cracks in it. So
you had to readjust a little bit, you know what I mean?
Get everything back to where it's supposed to be. And now we're going to focus back on putting out, powerful content, man, to separate us from everybody else.
That's what we're talking about.
Not creating conflict. You got a lot of dudes that call themselves conflict creators, but in reality, they're conflict creators because that's all the channels is built around conflict. And I ain't with that.
You know what you gotta do with that right there, my nigga. I can hold you.
Which one was the first interview?
Got you one.
Well, the first interview that I did where I put my face on it was with Live Squad. That was the guy that I grew up with. Live Squad, Queens, like Big Stretch.
Because at first I was doing the industry joints, right?
Yeah, first we was doing gold industry. And outside prison.
The Live Squad, Big Stretch is the individual that was around Tupac. When the situation, he was around Tupac. Big Stretch. The Live Squad, shout out to Queens. Shout out to my man Dante. Teflon Dawn. Just shouting out the crews. You know what I'm saying? Live Squad. Young Guns out of Queens. Let's keep it going. Just, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to Infomind's weird interview. He's being interviewed by Guards and King in the Bloody Bunch. Big Stretch. And, for people that don't know, people like E-Money Bags used to be around them, rest in peace. And Big Noise Troy used to be around them also. So definitely share rest in peace to those legends, those Northside Queens legends as well. Salute.
Monster.
You still got that monster joint? I need to see that one, man.
I don't got it because somebody, a mutual friend, reached out to me. And Monster didn't want his stuff to be put out there like that. You know what I'm saying? And in the beginning, I was green. I was green. So as you learn, you kind of trying to right your wrongs. And Monster was still outside, moving and grooving. He didn't need that type of publicity. You understand what I'm saying?
Niggas are saying 50 made you take it down.
Let's talk about it.
I never had a conversation.
I heard that too.
If he would have reached out and said, take me down, and I respected his request for taking me down his reason, yeah, I ain't got no problem with that. Like, he meant. Like I said, Monster got that type of position. So a mutual party reached out. It wasn't Monster or it wasn't, but a mutual party reached out. And we took that down. Decided, I respect his mind, where he was coming from. Cool, all right, I take that shit down, no problem. There's nothing but some you. I'm going to keep my integrity intact, be able to leave something up that can tarnish somebody else's image. You know what I'm saying?
So let me ask you this: was that the first time something like that happened?
That was the first and the only time.
Okay.
But it was a learning lesson for me because, like I said, that you stay in the game, kind of green. We try to get our numbers up. Monster had a name, like an infamous name, and they did a lot of views. But like I said, it ain't about the views, man. You gotta be men at the end of the day. It don't matter what category or who we look at ourselves to be. We supposed to be a mess. So somebody tell me people respect and say, look, that ain't a good look for homie right now. Respect. All right, cool. I understand that. And come on. And they took that down, and I think that showed our moral courage. And like I said, we dropped pieces on 50 after that. But everything that I dropped, there was no slander pieces. It wasn't that. It was all fact. Like J.U. came out and told the whole story of that day when him and got shot. 50 never reached out to me about that. And then when him and J.U. went into each other at the concert in Coney Island, it was all love. It was able to reconnect. So that in tune with each other because of the piece that we put out. And these two brothers that had been friends that just lost connection. They went to the moon as far as celebrity status. But with the piece that we did, it was a respectful piece. He never reached out, he never said anything negative about the piece. And like I said, when they bumped into each other, it was able to reconnect. And now they back to home. So hopefully something good happens today. Hopefully he's able to put him in some type of position. To show him some love. So, it's just a learning lesson, bro. It's all a learning lesson. Y'all ready?
That's a fact. Hey, Juice, you there? Shit, where everybody at? Everybody still there?
Yeah, man.
Fox in the building.
Fox in the building, right?
I'm here, y'all. So I'm sleeping.
Peace.
Juice in the building, you heard?
Good morning.
Hey,
Good morning.
Eisenberg in the building, you heard?
Yo, Petite, what you doing with that PTR?
Hold that up.
Don't worry. Mind your business. Mind your business.
Show her a little butt.
Mind your business. Just look the other way. Just look the other way. Let's roll for a little bit.
That's little butt.
Like I said, that's but just like y'all doing, just trying to get up all this extra out. So
That's what's up, my baby.
Y'all kicking.
put it on there. I'm gonna grab the forklift.
Somebody was looking at your thing too hard. I made a mistake.
Take that trash.
I mean, damn, you know what? Just don't touch my body, y'all.
But don't make the bags. Stop that.
I think that's what it is. They want to touch your body, you know what I mean?
They're gonna switch both of them.
Judah.
Yes. Brian Glaze and Gibbs back in the building. Salute. What up? Alright.
Yo.
Glaze is in the building. Glaze has pulled up. He's in the building. Yesterday's in Clubhouse. This is here it go from the top. This is Glaze. He pulled up in the building in the Bloody Bunch Clubhouse room. Subscribe, follow. Let's take it. Info Minds. It was perfect. Shout out to Info Minds. God's a king on that great build. Subscribe to Info Minds. Timbo, definitely. Actually, Timbo is one of the first people to interview me. Timbo taught me how to do StreamYard. I did my first StreamYard in the Bronx with him. Yeah. The beat is crazy, man. So definitely, man. So definitely go follow my man Timbo, man. He's for the culture, man. He's really for the culture. You know what I'm saying? Let's get there, Glaze.
Yo. So
Alright, so hold on.
Post some ass, Yodi, so they can stop looking.
Hold up, Petite. So anybody got any questions for Glaze?
Yo, one guy had a question before I had to get off.
I think that was nice. Anybody else got a question?
I have a question.
Alright. What's your name? What state's your name? Where you from?
Let me stop your Harlem.
Alright, salute, Harlem in the building.
Brian Leslie, I saw an interview about your brother. He said you ratted on him.
Hey, I'm ratting on my brother. Hey, you know what? A lot of times when you got the the kettle calling you, saying black when they black, hey, that's my brother. We got our differences, whatever. But once again, my brother never went to jail. My brother did 3 years. I did 15. So even right now, guess what? He was involved with some shit. Nothing ever happened to him because basically right now he made the deal. So like I say, it don't matter.
So that Kool-Aid?
I can live in my truth or whatever. I'm saying, period. But a lot of people, just like I tell you right now, where it's like, want to, act like they didn't do this, they didn't do that, or whatever. And it doesn't matter because once again, like I say right now, with no white.
That's Glaze speaking. Glaze is speaking. This is Glaze speaking. They're asking questions. Set it off. This is Glaze speaking.
I can live for myself. I'm happy with the person I am today. I didn't like the person I once was between the age of 14 and 24. Between the age of 14 and 24, I did a lot of foul shit. I took my life. Like I say, and if I didn't get the help that I needed or whatever, or reach out and did the things that I need to do to be where I'm at today, then you know what? I count my blessings. So regardless of what my brothers say or whatever, like we go back and forth or whatever, we got a love-hate relationship. How you feel, what I'm saying right now, if your little brother pull a gun to you, put it in your head, and almost shot you. I was going to kill the nigga because of the way he talk and communicate. Like, the first murder I caught was because of somebody did something to my mother. Anything, I would die for my mother, my brother, my sister, whatever. So sometimes right now is you can be more dedicated to people than you are to you. And with me and him, our beef is over money. Our beef is over my late mother's house.
Now, before I get back there, Ron Books, you're going to hear this. He says, it's more than dead people. Can they hear it? In the paperwork I got, you guys like it, zblack131@gmail.com. I can send it to y'all. It's a different type of telling. He definitely told. But with a different type of telling. You know what I'm saying?
He put a down payment on there and went to jail. I paid for the house. He got the house when my mother died. financed the house twice, burned it down twice or whatever. I didn't want nothing. So everything's about a money thing. So to me, that's a whole totally. You know what? I'm at peace, and I'm not trying to have a bad day. Next question.
All right, I'm back. All right, so Glaze, let me ask you this, right? So even with that being said, like, does that bother you or whatever? Like the fact that, you know what I mean, like homie just asked you about your brother and all that, and people make the, you know what I mean, the statements and things of that nature that you know what I mean, you were rad or you cooperated. Like, does that bother you? You know what I'm
92 years old. Right now, I'm walking to the local Walmart on my way to work. Like I said, right now, guess what? Sticks and stone may break my bones. Words. Everything is words. You can't get. You know what? Like I say, you gotta wear it. I sat down. I made a deal with the United States government. I take full ownership of that. But like I say, I go back to what I say. Not one person could ever come along and say, Glaze testified against me, or I went to jail based upon Glaze's words.
Did Supreme's cooperation put anybody behind bars?
You know what? His cooperation didn't put put it like this. Okay? His situation is slightly different. Right now, he was on his way home. And this was like probably in the early 90s. Because the target wasn't him no more. He'd been away for like 8-9 years. So he was on his way home. And Leslie Caldwell, the prosecutor, John Mulligan, FBI agent, they went to see Preem on his way out. And they told him, either you tell us everything we need to know about your nephew, otherwise you're going to be on this indictment.
You saying he cooperated on Prince?
Yeah, that's the only person they wanted.
Oh, man. I never heard Prince say that.
Yeah. How can you? Same here. You're not going to hear Prince say that, because if you don't know it, how will you know?
Right.
Only reason I know is years of this going on, a nigga will know. Not necessarily.
Because he didn't snitch. That's why he respected him.
Listen, when I'm
50 goes and sees Preem, I'm not praying for the fact that.
But sit back and think, so you talking about something totally different. Whereas, like, look what you say. Years now, you would know. The bottom line, only way you would know, as the government wants you to know. If the government wants you to know, then you would know. If they don't want you to know, you would not know any damn thing.
You got a point there.
And like for example, there was a question that was posed to me years ago. One of my close friends we grew up with said, right now, how did everybody knew that you cooperated and other people cooperated? They don't know about it. I said, because as soon as I cooperated, they put in a damn, April 13, 1989. They put me in a newspaper. Henchman was singing for the feds. That's the April 13 in Daily News. So once again, if they want people to know, people to know. If they don't want you to know, because what they were trying to do is break everybody. Oh shit, Glaze cop cooperated. And right now they sent everybody into the uproar because it became a situation. Oh shit. Everybody that I was down with, that bodies with, that did a lot of stuff with, oh man. Everybody now like, oh shit, what we gonna do? But as years went on, time went on. And you know what? I got partners say, oh man, when you made a deal, I didn't know what to think. Because once again, we wait. When even a little crew that was still out there, years went by. They gone. Years went by. And nothing ever happened. So it's right now where, guess what? There's a lot of deals that have been made, and they do what they want to do. If they want you, they come to get you. If they don't want you, they ain't gonna bother you.
So let me ask you this, right? This is just straight up. When you was born and grooving, you know what I mean? If somebody had made that kind of decision, or if you felt like you was gonna make that kind of decision, you know what the consequences was, you know what I'm saying? So with that being said, let's just say in the future you was approached, you know what I mean, for whatever reason by whoever the person would be, but because of those back taxes, would you be willing to accept your fate? Let's talk about it.
It's not even it's certain things you don't got no other choice but to accept it. It's your time. It's your time. So right now, what you gonna do? When is your time? Once again, when you start talking about back taxes or whatever, who's gonna come at you? You gotta have a reason. If you talking about based upon your victim family member, okay, cool. But if you talking about from a cooperation point, I don't worry about that part.
You you definitely answered the question. You know what I mean? Accountability. See, me personally, I don't know the complete situation, right? I just, I know what I hear, I know what I read, right? And, from what people say, they say you a rat. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so, a lot of niggas said that.
Right. You know what I'm saying? So,
but you know what? Even with that being said, like, sit back and think about it. When I be in New York, like I said right now, I done been around, like, it's something called, like,
see, you get busy. You get busy.
No, it's not even. I retired. Look, I retired. I don't get busy. I retired.
I look, just walk with me. There's a difference from the nigga that told, just on some cowboy shit with it. And the difference from a nigga that was putting in work that told, you know what I'm saying? Certain niggas got a different kind of mind frame, like shit. A nigga come up to me with that shit, I'ma boom that nigga, you know what I mean? Not saying that's your mind frame, but maybe that could be. That's why I asked you that question.
Yeah, and you know what, man? Honestly speaking, and I'm telling you right now, like a lot of shit pertaining to my life, my situation, is really like water under the bridge. And what I mean by that is this, man. Like a lot of people, fascinated by the story. People want to say this or people want to say that or whatever. And like I told you, I'm not running away from nothing. I accept full ownership. I'm a rat. I'm a snitch. I said that on Vlad. When I did the interview with Vlad, it's nothing like I'm running away from, but not one person ever gonna come along and say, based upon what Glaze say, based upon anything Glaze did, I went to jail.
See, that's the key thing right there, you know what I mean? Because if nobody went to jail, then you know what I mean? Like where would that come in at?
It's not. Sit back and think about it. My story been on it. My story hit first on Infomine channel. Shout out to Timbo. Shout out to Infomine. That's the first time I saw
Infomine. That's a fact.
And right now is when that hit. Like I say, people had time. They had years. They had, like I told you right now, if anybody out there, they would have came along based upon what Brian Glaze Gibbs said, put me in the penitentiary. Based upon what Brian Glaze Gibbs said, I pled guilty.
So that's the question to the room for those that are familiar. Are y'all familiar with anybody that came forth and said, yo, this nigga got boxed up? You know what I mean? Let's talk about it. See, that's what I'm saying. That's why these conversations are good. You know what I'm saying? You know what? We gotta have these conversations.
Even somebody go like, well, your brother said he told me. The bottom line is right now, it's like, to me, my brother. I know plenty of shit about my brother. My brother used to work for me. He didn't get indicted when I got indicted. He didn't win on a run when I went on a run. You know what I'm saying? So the difference is now, what the hell can I practice? When you came home from Sing Sing, I'm saying you and your people, y'all was down with me. So once again, like I say, when they came, they knew he's my brother, but nothing ever happened to him. And like I tell you right now, they used to do all type of shit for me. Once again, did he go to jail based upon what the hell I say? No. But even when he get on it, you told him, no, nigga, told you about what? When his right-hand man, he was this guy, and his right-hand man is in jail since like 2001. And right now, with what they came to me, yo, we about to pick your brother up. Okay? I let him know. Bro, look, they come to get you. The bottom line, you got two choices. Either you come to them or they come to you. But when they come to you, they put jewelry on you. He drove from Moscone, South Carolina to Brooklyn, in the United States Attorney Office. And guess what? He sat down with them hours. He called me up. I don't know what to do. What you mean you don't know what to do? You're not in captivity. They didn't charge you. You driving to them. You can go the other way. Go to Mexico. Change your name to El Torito. But once again, you driving to them. When they got me, I had 3 sets of hands on me. How you doing? Hold on, y'all. Hey, can I give me a large fry and give me a grilled chicken sandwich. What? And a coffee.
This is a good conversation, you know what I mean? And those in the room, do your research, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? If you don't know the situation, not familiar with them, do your research. You know what I mean? Whether you're trying to figure out, you know what I mean, if he was told, or whether you just want to see what's going on with the story.
And like I tell you right now, it's not the point of what I told. When you sit down with these people, you told. When you sit down, talk to their ass, you ask them questions or whatever. I'm running from that. I did. So once again, like I say, I take full ownership. I take full ownership. I never say I didn't or whatever. I can't say I did. I got a new damn name behind that or whatever. I had a fresh start because who the hell gonna give me? I'm saying right now, you know, you got a bunch of murders. You got 4 felonies to start off with since you was 18. Now you got all these murders, 6 murders, 10 murder, drug charges, kingpin, CCE. Who's gonna give you a job? Right. So once again, when you sit back and you look at everything as a whole, I'm not running away from nothing. Like I told you all the time. Not only none of that stuff.
I just wanted to make sure. It's 10:24 and I got a special box for it. I'm ready for you to get to the window.
All right. Yeah, so what I'm saying, my whole life. Can I get a receipt, please? I'll get up there.
Yep.
Thank you. My whole life is open book. Like everything I did was, I became the real Glaze by the time I was 24 years old. Sit back and think about it. Okay, the shit that I was doing, even in a period of time I'm making $40,000 a day, I was not happy. I hated, you know, you want something until you get it. I remember my first bid. My first bid, I'm in Green Haven. I'm in the hole. I got 150 days in the hole for stabbing somebody. Got kicked out of Green Haven. Got a brand new court case. I'm in Green Haven, the hole. Reading the book, Mario Post of the Godfather. And as you reading that, your mindset, a power structure. I want a power structure so strong that I can penetrate through it. I got that at 19 years old reading the Godfather. And you know what? When I got the opportunity to get a power structure, to having people do what you want them to do, having people in key places give you information about who's telling, who's doing this, who's doing that, or whatever, watch out for. You know, having police around you so when you go somewhere, you can't carry it you're selling, but they can carry it for you, get into the red carriage, getting into these different clubs, the Apollo Theater. You know, you armed, your whole crew's armed based upon who you got on your payroll. And you know what? I was not happy. People are like, why weren't you happy? How can you be happy?
Right, that's the question right there. I bet the answer's even better. Let's talk about it.
You're not happy because, once again, you got blood on your hands. You're not happy because you constantly look over your back. And keep this in mind. You got enemies. You got law enforcement coming. So the difference is, to me, I never worry about who I can see. Who I can see coming. I don't worry about them. You know what you got to worry about?
Let's talk about it.
Who's behind you? Sit back and think about it. Because you can see who's coming. But you can't see who's behind you. But the difference is right now, in order for them to be behind you, how do they get?
Now I gotta do something real fast. I'm gonna keep the audio playing, so you don't have to leave. I'm just gonna play the audio. I want you to listen to the audio. You're not hearing from me anyway. That's Glaze and it's guards of the King's building in the Bloody Bunch Clubhouse. For those that just got here, this was an interview from yesterday in Clubhouse in the Bloody Bunch Club. Subscribe. This is Guards of King, and he's building with Brian Glaze Gibbs from Brooklyn. Some of you guys may know him from Brooklyn, Cypress Projects, 18, whatever the case may be, and some of you guys may have heard of him with Fat Cat Nichols, and you know that whole Fat Cat Pappy situation. So with that being said, I'm gonna play the content because you're here for the content, and I'm gonna step away for a second. Young Forever was Papino. Now, the comment section, you can leave the comments. I'm hearing the likes is looking crazy. This is what I'm talking about. It doesn't bring people in here, but hey, hit the like button. I appreciate it. Just love. It shows that the love for the content. You know what I'm saying? This was live yesterday. For those that missed it, go back a little further up. Guards of King is interviewing InfoMinds. InfoMinds has a strong platform on YouTube. InfoMinds Timbo, he has great interviews with the YTC. He has a Snow Billy interview on there. He has the 5150. He got the Miss T interview up there. Got like interviews. Check out his content. Shout out to my man Timbo, InfoMinds interview. Shout out to Hollis, Queens, Northside. Rest in peace, Deshaun. Rest in peace, Dupree. You know what I'm saying? Rest in peace, Gigi, Northside, Queens. You heard? GM family and all that. My man Glenn Marley, Suave, Cool, Pipe. You You know what I'm saying? You know, it was outside. Outside was outside. Shout out to the whole Larkin Orange in Albany, New York. Can't forget about Larkin Orange. Shout out to the Orange Tree Boys in Albany. OSB. I just spoke to Flea B. He doing good. You heard? Shout out to Flea B. He be home soon. That being said, let's get back to the content.
Behind you. Can anybody answer that? Huh?
It could be a few reasons. Either they close to you. You know what I mean?
Ding, 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 ding. And people don't even understand that. That's the reason behind you. Because you know what they say? I think you really trust them too much. You can't trust nobody in the street, man. You can't even trust nobody now.
It's a fact.
So let's sit back and think about it, man. Okay, how old are you, my brother?
I mean, I'm in my 40s.
I didn't give it an age. You're in your 40s, right? What were you doing, like, you know, in the age of 14 and 24?
Some things. I just leave it at that.
Okay, but I'm saying right now is, okay, you know what? Better yet, let's rephrase that. What the average black kid is doing between the age of 14 and 24?
Shit, for the most part, trying to figure it out.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure it. So what I'm saying is, if I became that person between the age of 14 and 24, you know, right now is, you know, to me, I was still a damn kid my damn self.
That's a fact.
You know, but the bottom line is the shit that you was doing. When I got to MCC New York, I ran into my man Akbar Prey. Shout out to Akbar Prey, man. Hopefully you let him go, man.
Yeah, I'm familiar.
No violence. Got no violence, but he got life. When I ran into the guy,
salute to him and his son. You know?
Yeah, his son, Jeff. Yeah, he got a few sons. But what I'm saying is right now, when I got around him, like, yo, how old you are? 24. Like, damn, man. We think y'all cats in your 40s. But see, what I'm saying, you got to understand what the hell you get yourself really into. So, my message to, like, the younger generation. How you doing? Yeah, it's a black coffee. Chicken and thank you. Hey, my message to when I talk to the younger generation.
Let's talk about it.
Hey, when I talk to young kids now, my objective to them, like, look, I be telling you, y'all way more smart than I am. Why y'all way more smarter than I am? Because guess what? Y'all working, y'all here, y'all got a job. When I was your age, I went away at 17 to do my first bid. I said, right now, when it ain't 24, I said, I'm facing the fight of my life. So to me, y'all guys doing it right the first time. So that's why I'm proud of y'all guys. And whatever I need to do to coach, counsel, and train to get you where you need to get in life.
Shout out to Glaze. He pulled up, man. Shout out to Glaze.
You don't make that multi-billion-dollar
Shout out to
business.
Glaze. He in the building. He here.
That's what my shit is all about, man.
I seen one of the interviews that you did. You had a young lady up there. I mean, you know, she was, you know, I guess she was trying to get redemption and closure. You know what I mean? What I will say is, yeah. What I will say is, I definitely like the way you had that.
Because once again, that's why I said earlier, somebody was on the platform, and I don't know, it could have been me or whatever, but I text certain things. Like, to me, I ask anything. If somebody's mindful and respectful, and I go there, no, I don't want to go there. Because once again, I didn't know even I dealing with anger management issues, mental health issues, and even right now is if you don't get that addressed, I used to take medication every day. I used to take Prozac every damn day. You know what? To make sure if I gotta take a pill or two a day to help me stay focused and out of jail, that's what I'm gonna do. But right now, it just got to the point in time. You know what? I'm not dependent upon a chemical substance. I'm a man. You know, right now, I know right from wrong. So I don't need that. I'm not going to be addicted to chemical substance to control my emotion. I got to be in control of my emotion. And I don't try to set myself up to get upset. Because when I get upset, I describe myself as Dr. Dave Bruce Banner. You ain't going to like me when I get upset. I don't like myself when I get upset. You got too much to lose.
Glaze is in the building. Glaze is here. He's in the building. It was a different type of interview by Garza King. It wasn't a set you up for failure interview. It wasn't I'm gonna pull you up so we can just do the obvious. and come at you crazy. Sometimes we want to hear the story. We want to hear what you got to say. And let's be mindful of that. Let's open our ears to what a person has to say. I think, there's some, you know what I'm saying, we're hearing the story in the redemption, in the conversation. And when you have a touching conversation, can't get mad at that. Get mad at touching conversation. So let's listen to the conversation. That's God's, yo, bro, that's God's King interviewing Blind Glaze Gibbs in the Bloody Bunch Clubhouse room. So this is what this is, the interview. It's an interview, and it was an interview based off of not taking for failure for views. You know what I'm saying?
So let me ask you this. Through everything you've been through, you know what I mean? Whether it's the good, the bad, you know what I mean? Everything that got you to the point where you at right now. What's your greatest accomplishment?
What's my greatest accomplishment? You know, my greatest accomplishment is getting out and never going back. You know, whereas they gave me, the U.S. Marshal gave me 45 days before I returned. U.S. probation officer gave me 90 days before I returned. And right now, it's 25 and a half years later. So when you sit back and look at it, like nobody gave me a chance, it's not going back. Only thing he knows is crime. So regardless of what man say, what God say, it's what you say. Once you say is enough, then that's it. It's like, you know what, from doing bids, in and out of jail, it's a situation where it's like, you know, when I knew I changed, you know, I got closer to being released. And for the first time in my life, I was afraid. And, you know, everybody like, whoa. And what I'm afraid of is like, wait a minute. When I get out now, if somebody threatened my family, I break into the house, I do it to my family member myself, I'm so used to grabbing my gun, putting on my bulletproof vest, and going to face the problem. Now, it's like, I gotta be like every other law-abiding citizen and pick up the phone and call the cop. That was the most scariest feeling, like, whoa. For me to even, when I realized like that, oh shit. Sometimes you gotta let go and let God.
So even with that being said, I mean, you know, some will argue, you know what I mean? You still gotta handle your business. You know what I mean?
You know what? Some would argue, but once again, even for the fact that I was able, like it wasn't nothing planned, it was something that came over. Like when you remove yourself completely from that lifestyle, like whoa. Because it's a mind, it's a mindset, it's a belief system. And for me to think like that, like whoa, I knew like, oh man. I you know, at one point in time I crossed over to the dark side. So at that time, I came completely out of the dark side back to, you know what I'm saying, step one, civilization.
So let me ask you this. Do you think the fact that you cooperated had a lot to do with the mind frame? You know what I mean? That you just said that you're in. You know what I'm saying? Let's talk about it.
Like I said right now, was the biggest thing that happened to me or whatever was the death of my mother. By me being away, my mother died. That was it. It's like right now, it's like when you had a person that been there from the beginning of the time. My mother, my father, my big sister, my best friend. And I refused to continue to let her teaching and upbringing be in vain. So automatically, by me being away and couldn't pay my final respect to the woman that I love more than life itself, I knew it was over. I started being the person that she raised me to be.
You know what's crazy? I hear that, like just what you said, I hear that a lot much. You know what I mean? I hear a lot of people say that, like, you know what I mean, when you lose, you know what I'm saying, your moms or whatever, you know what I mean, it shifts your mind frame. You know what I mean? It's like you come to grips with a certain kind of reality. It was there, but
bro,
that was
your name,
like
what's your name?
The God of Kings.
The God?
Yeah, the God of Kings.
The God of King. The God of King. Okay, like sit back and think about it. And even right now is like when my mom has died, I'm incarcerated. I got locked down on the investigation, so I'm in a hole. And when I find out that she passed, and I'm reflecting, man. You talk about somebody cried like a baby, man. like who crying. I went a whole week on a fast, not even knowing. You know, I lost everything. I lost my mind, I lost everything. And I can remember where I was at. It was a blizzard. It was a snowstorm. And I'm like, just God, like, you know, send me a sign to let me know my mother's all right. And as I'm crying, you know, and like right now I'm looking, it's a blizzard of snow. I saw this white rabbit dashing through the snow. And that was the sign to basically, you know, let me know, like, give me some type of confirmation that he's all right. And, you know, you start thinking. Shortly after that, probably less than a month after that, I got sentenced. And I had to go in front of the judge for sentencing. And I can remember my exact words. I said, I can't blame Lorinda Fat Cat Nichols, Howard Pappy Mason. I can't blame them for nothing that I did. Everything I did it because that's what I want to do. I say it took the death of my mother.
Took accountability.
I say it took the death of my mother to help me to understand the pain and the suffering that directly and indirectly inflicted upon the victim and their family. And with that type of pain, I wouldn't wish upon my worst enemy.
I was listening to Gangsta Lou from Harlem. When he was 15, his mom died, and he didn't rap.
You said what?
You know Gangsta Harlem? Gangsta Lou?
No, I heard him. I don't know him. I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, what about Lou?
Lou was in prison. He didn't snitch, and his mom died too. So what's the difference between him and you?
What's the difference?
The question, talk about it.
Lou is Lou and I'm me. I'm saying Lou is Lou. Lou is Lou. Lou is Lou, and I'm me. I can't speak about Lou. And you know what? I don't compare myself to other people. What I did. I can't run away from that. I did it. So right now, to compare me with Lou, I don't know him. Like, you know, hey, look, everybody got to do what's best for him. And right now, Lou's situation is probably far way different than mine. You know, and still the question is, have Lou been accused of having one murder a week from June 1987 to November 88? I'm listening.
You have his history.
Okay, but a history. But I ask you a question. Have Lou been accused of having a murder a week from June 1987 till November 88?
No, he wasn't.
So my situation and Gangsta Lou's situation is completely different. And like I commend him. If that's what he wants to do with his life, hey, look, salute. Everybody, what they do, I did what's best for me. So I'm not, you know, like I say, we talk about 90,000 years later. I'm cool with it. I can deal with it. So I don't, people that stand up and do 1,000 years, like only person I know, in my case, in my situation, out of all my co-defendants, only person I know that they had a chance to make a deal that still won't make a deal to come home is Pappy Mason.
Pappy. So I'm going to say Pap. Now, the one thing I can say about
Y'all there? I ain't hear nothing.
King was about to say something, and then he started. Did he get a phone call? I think he got a phone call. He got a phone call. He was about to answer. Got a phone call.
Hey guys, listen. My life, I'm not, you know, like I can honestly say, as I reflect back upon my life, I hate the person I once was. Like I said, I regret everything I did. Some people say, nah, you gotta live without regret. Nah, that's not me. You know, like I said, I gotta admit that. You know, my whole objective at this present time is how do I right my wrong?
Right.
Now, I respect the conversation, man. I'm glad that everybody, whatever questions they got for them, they asking them, everybody being respectful.
now that's a fact. You already know info bias. That's what it's always going to be.
conversation is going right now. So, the conversation.
Now that's a fact. See, one thing about the Bloody Bunch, my G, we're gonna give you a chance to talk your piece. You know what I mean? Now, depending on how you give it up, if people run with it, you know what I'm saying? That's up to the ears. You know what I mean? But we're gonna give you opportunity.
It don't matter what he say. They still gonna say, yo, he ain't no good. He this and that. And that's understandable because you know, come from different circumstances.
Peace.
My God, Sacha. You been at Sacha?
I've been low. How you been, brother?
Should have hit your jet.
Peace. Yo, peace to the dog.
Peace.
Yo, Wallahi, what's good? Wallahi on the Wallahi side. What up? Yes, mine. What up, son?
Yo, peace. What's happening, homie?
Yeah, we got Glaze in the building, you know what I mean? And, you know what I mean? He's speaking his truth. I mean, he's not running away from no questions, you know what I mean? Everybody's being respectful, you know what I'm saying? And, you know what I mean? The brother asked a good question that, you know, a lot of people couldn't answer. And he said, who did he send to jail? You know what I'm saying? Whoever came forward and said, yo, please, got me 15, 20, 30, whatever, how many years. And, you know, up to this point, you know what I'm saying, nobody could say that. He did admit that he cooperated because he said anytime you sit down with the people, that's what it is. But nobody went to jail behind the situation. Let's talk about it.
I got a question.
All right.
So basically, did he get a time cut for nothing? If he got a time cut?
I never got a time cut. I got what you call Rule 30 or Rule 35. Like, I didn't get a time cut. You know what? I got a 5-day warning. It was a time cut. It's basically I never had no time. And right now, I got the department.
Yeah, a Rule 35B is when somebody come down and give up some information or substantial evidence after they got sentenced, right?
No, so I didn't get that because I didn't come down. So I never got sentenced. I made a deal before I got sentenced. I never got sentenced.
Okay, so you got the 5K1.
Yeah, 5K1.
And which is substantial assistance when you get that's when you get a time cut for substantial assistance. That's what a 5K1 is.
Yeah, that's Versace speaking to Brian Glaze Gibbs. That's him speaking. The experience is Versace was in the feds a couple of times, so he knows a lot about what he's speaking about. So he's building with Glaze about the agreement that Glaze may have taken from the government. So they're building on that. Put your listening ears to the glass on this educational moment because both these men had federal situations. They don't know each other, but Versace, he's been in the feds a few times. So he knows what certain things mean. He has a clear understanding, well-versed about how it plays out in individual cases. Shout out to Versace. Back to the Bloody Bunch. Brian Glaze Gibbs pull up to the Bloody Bunch. Also, Info Minds pulled up to the Bloody Bunch for a great interview.
I never had a time to get a
All right, so did you get the 5K1 letter?
Yeah, I got a 5K1.
All right, the 5K1 letter is what allows the judge to go under the family guideline minimum due to substantial assistance, right?
Yeah, and like I said right now, some of the terminology, like you said right now, I'm not, I don't, I wasn't big in the law library. But the difference is I got the 5K1.
Yeah, so I'm explaining it because I've been in the feds 4 times. So I'm explaining it so everybody else can understand exactly what it is. So I'm giving them layman terms. That's why I'm doing it like that.
Thanks for the information.
Good information. Yeah, that's why. So I'm trying to explain. There's 2 ways of telling in the feds. You can tell prior to and get a 5K1 letter for substantial assistance. Or if you got your time, be locked up 2 or 3 years and think about some shit that could possibly get you home and come back on a Rule 35B, which you need after.
So I fit under the first one.
Okay. Okay. So you said you haven't told on nobody and nobody came forward about you telling on them.
No. What I'm saying is, nobody gonna come along and say, based upon what I said, they got time for, or based upon right now where it's like, I never testified, never went for the grand jury, but yeah, I gave information.
You gave information. Okay. You gave information that I'm sure got somebody arrested or locked up because giving information on his own, everybody in the world be giving fake information to the feds to get on. So they ain't going for that.
Okay, listen. The information I gave was pertaining to
No, let me be clear. We need to hear this. The information you gave what?
was such that they know. When they come and ask you about different situations that's out there that they got where they don't got knowledge and you don't acknowledge it. Like, for example, is when they came to me like right now about hypothetically Michael Jordan being the GOAT. They already know that. They know who's selling drugs. They know who's doing what. So when they come to you and ask you a question, they expect you to lie.
Yeah, I understand, but basically it sounds like you corroborate some stuff that they needed corroboration on in order for them to move forward in somebody else's case. Not just have a conversation with you. They can have a conversation with every nigga get locked up.
Talk about it.
And
That's why I understand it.
Yo, what happened in Brooklyn that day? What happened at the Barclays Center? That shit sound crazy.
So it's not
Niggas fell behind
when
that.
they focus on what they want to focus on, and they want to know what they know. So it's not crazy.
Yeah, because I think Bem had showed some paperwork saying that you had gave some information, gave his name up and some shit, but he ain't get arrested.
Would you say that again? Come back with that?
I think Bemmy had showed some shit where you had gave us some information. They had his name and some other people's names and shit.
They had the whole time out. They had the whole they had the whole Queens in there. They had Bimmy name in there. Guess what? I talked to Bimmy. So it's not like right now where Bimmy, like for example, me and Bimmy never did a drug transaction. We never conducted anything.
Zeke Black in the building. Salute. Feed the wolves. Yeah. So this is just to bring a little clarity to the room. It sounds like Glaze was saying that he cooperated, but the information that he gave up never led to anybody doing any time. And Versace, what you're saying is that in order for him to get the downward departure, that he would have had to give up something that would have been cooperative in the prosecutor's favor, right?
Very well put.
Very well put. Yeah, you know what's crazy? Shout out to everybody in the room, man. No matter what, man.
Salute. Zeke Black in the building.
Zeke Black in the building. Now, you get all my friends and how I feel. This is just something I want to ask you, Glaze, because this is funny. It's not funny, but it's weird. There's a couple of people that said, like, there's nobody who never said you told us.
Fathers do 30 behind your words.
Hold up. Time out.
Don't come in here trolling.
Yeah,
We're not doing no trolling in here.
No.
That's his way to get thrown out. He's trolling. Glaze is for nobody. He's trolling.
No, but I like it like that because once again, come on, let's go.
He ain't gonna say nothing. The nigga came in here trolling. Who was that? Yusef said that? Who was that?
Yeah, I think that was Yusef. All right, Zeke, let's get back to the question that you have for Glaze.
No matter what I put out, no matter what I say, this is just me and you. We and you on the stage together right now, Glaze. There's a couple of individuals that said, yo, there's not one person who ever said Glaze told us. That's a lie. Or seen. The only thing that was out there was some information your brother put out there about the government thing. But other than that,
We talked about that.
He just spoke about that.
Remember, I wasn't in the room for that.
Go ahead, Zeke.
Even in that scenario, I asked a couple of people that was in that mix. They said, man, Glaze name never came up. You know what I'm saying? Like, they say your name never came up. Time out. Let me show you something right now. And even for the brothers. You know, okay, like for example, in my paperwork, they gave me credit for the Furtado brother. Like right now, I never met the Furtado brother. I never knew nothing about. The first time I ever heard about the Furtado brother is when I was out and it was on YouTube.
That's me building with Glaze. I was at work yesterday. I was on the stage. I got a chance to build with him. Me and his past history was I made a video about him like a year ago because I had the paperwork from his brother. And for those that would like the paperwork, just hit me up in the DM. If that's what I say. You gotta listen to what he's saying. You listen closely to what he's saying. Just listen to what he's saying. That's all we asked.
I never knew
How they give you credit for that?
Let me say something. The government do what the hell they want to do. And what I'm saying is, I never met them. I never say, you can't speak about it that you don't know about. And now, another thing. Like I said, I never testified. I never went in front of grand jury. So once again, the Leslie Caldwell was the lady that was in charge. And to me, all that shit that she got, she gave credit for to help me. Yeah, to pay for. Yeah. So it's not like right now where it's like to me, 90 years later, I don't got no reason to lie. You know what I'm saying? I like the fact that you didn't lie about the paperwork your brother had. You just said, I read it. He said it to me. I read it. I'm like, yo, it's crazy because his name has never came up enough. Even the individuals that's doing it 100 years, they never said, yo, Glaze told us. So everybody's going, how do we know that Glaze told? Because he's telling people he told. You know what I'm saying?
He told people he cooperated.
Yes. Right. Yeah. Cooperated told us the same thing as me.
You know what I'm saying? You can cooperate without telling on somebody. You can cooperate with them by just telling everything that you did yourself.
I'm gonna be honest with you. In that whole situation, who was the biggest winner without not one person really saying, "Yo, Glaze told on me." You hear me? You know what I'm saying? Everybody else, there's a storyline, there's a statement, you try. Glaze is coming to tell the story. Basically, all you did was you sat down and you said, yeah, he was getting money. Oh yeah, the guns is over there. That's all you did. I mean, that's cooperating. Of course, yeah, it's cooperating, but they wasn't using what you said as, yo, he's gonna be the star witness. You know what I'm saying?
Then let's play devil's advocate, right? Hypothetically speaking, let's just say those. Hold on. Go ahead.
My bad, God, keys. I wanted to say something, Zeke. I'm sorry. Let me hit the C right here. Yeah, Zeke.
Go ahead.
Black keys, homie. Your homie. We can't wishy-washy. Don't tell him what this nigga. Yeah. No, we not. Nah, because you didn't give me that feel just now, homie, and I fucking 10 times, 10 folds, homie. If a nigga ratted, they ratted. I get it. Let's keep it there. Yeah. We can't sugarcoat this shit. He told a little bit. He held a lot.
Exactly, my nigga.
Please. Yeah, he did. That shit just hit me just now. Yeah, he said, like I said, he's admitting that he cooperated. I told him, let's go. So we know what he did. I'm just saying, for me, the first time I heard about him telling was that he told somebody he cooperated. You know what I'm saying? Physique.
That's the question that I got. Right? So what if those individuals took a plea deal? What if they copped out and they never went to trial?
Negative. The difference is right now. Let's talk about it. Okay, I done listened to that same scenario. Everybody talk about he cooperated and all his coding business. They pled guilty because they didn't want to get 30, 40 years.
Let's talk about it.
Casey Mason went to trial. Okay. Right now is my brother Mark Gons. Country went to trial. My man Herman Brothers went to trial. Right now, where was Brian Glaze Gibbs at? So
let's talk about it.
Don't get me wrong. Like I said, guys, listen. I'm not trying to candy coat here. I'm not trying to. This is not a session where I'm coming clean. I know what I did. I know what I did, and I know what I didn't do. So once again, did I rat? Yeah. Did I sit down and talk to these people? Yeah. When they came to me and asked me questions, they verify whether it's true or not. Yeah. But the difference is right now, I still stand by who the hell gonna come along and say, somebody just came along, he put my dad in jail doing 30 years. Okay. So with that being said, homie, my question to you is this, being that you being so honest and all that, and I respect that, you know what I mean, on some level. My thing is, what did you tell to get you a time cut? Let's get to that. That way we ain't got to
Let's talk about it.
What did I tell to get them con cut?
is I pled guilty to 5 murders that they didn't have me on. None of the murders they had me on. It was my word. You know what I'm saying? Right now, hold up, what I did. But not only what I told, it's like right now is I told to get innocent people out of murders.
So they gave you a time cut because you told it yourself. That's what you tell them.
No, I cooperate with them. And when I sit there and told them myself and shit they asked me questions about that I did a lie, that's how I got the deal.
Yeah, that shit don't, homie. I can't. You can't piss on me until you explain it, homie.
Listen, bro, you got the right to feel what you think. Like I told you, at the end of the day, it's like right now, like I don't know you, you don't know me. So I don't got a candy coat anything for you or anybody else or whatever. The difference is, this is life. And to me, regardless of what, like I say, you can, when we get off this phone, you can think what you want to think or whatever. It don't have no bearing of the remainder of my life. So everybody's entitled to their opinion. So at the end of the day, right now, is you know what? It's not about what I did. It's what I'm doing now.
But Glaze, one thing you do know, you are aware that, you know what I mean, some people will look at it through the lenses that you see it through, right? And then others is going to look at it through the old lenses that you used to look at it through. You see what I'm saying?
And that's all right.
Yeah.
That's all right. The
go.
question is, it don't make no difference at this present time. Only thing right now is what is done is done. So even right now, I say, you know, for everybody out there, you know, want to play Monday night quarterback, you know, oh, this, that, what they will do. You know what? Have yourself facing a body a week for a year and a half, and then you tell me what you would do.
Let's talk about it.
Well, I've been with a lot of brothers that have been locked up a long time, and they still
We're
ain't.
not speaking about brothers, we're speaking about you.
Oh,
I didn't ask what other brothers would do.
Listen, I do what I can stand, homie, me personally. So I don't do more than I can stand. I might do some jail shit, but I ain't doing no prison.
Saliden, he said that paperwork was official. I asked about the paperwork. He said it was official that I got not from his brother, but from some sources. He confirmed that in this. He said, "Yo, yeah, the paperwork you got was real." What my brother said. So he's not lying about it. He's just saying in the paperwork, he's saying he's giving dudes up like a 911 thing, like he's doing police lineups. He's the guns is in Department 4D. Yo, I can put you in touch with this person that can link you to that. You got to read the paperwork. The paperwork is basically him telling police about a situation for them to get warrants or whatever the case may be to lock dudes up. Don't you know about the body on the 4th floor? Such and such did it. How can I find him? He's in apartment 2D. They get the warrant. They kick the doors. They don't know who gave that insight. You got to read the paperwork. What he's saying is what the paperwork is. I asked him on the spread. He said, yeah. I said, yo, I got your brother paperwork. He said, yes, it's facts. So, you know what I'm saying? He said that out of his mouth. That's why I said listening skills. We have to listen, party people. He said the paperwork was real. You know what I'm saying? He did say that. He said, yo, the paperwork was real. And then Guards King read it, just read the paperwork. Nah, he gave up some shit. No, he was pointing him in the right direction. Yeah, that was dishonorable, and that's exactly what he's saying. Yo, I told him, I cooperated. This is what he's saying. He's not saying there's no honor in what he did. He's not saying there's no honor in what he did. We're having a dishonorable conversation about somebody who's saying himself, I'm dishonorable. Now this is getting wicked. You know what I'm saying? He's saying it's dishonorable, what he did, and he's willing to live with that. We only know that he's whatever he's telling because somebody filed some paperwork of what he's telling us. Listen to the bill. We're not done yet. This is not. You know what I'm saying? He said the paperwork was for real. Was Papino? He said that. This is what he said. Yo, see, the paperwork was real. I asked him. Yeah. He said the paperwork was real. Yeah, he did. Yeah, yes, I did.
Respect. I like that. That's a good one. I love that. That was beautiful.
Yeah. That's a fact.
I read something in that paperwork that you said that your brother had. And it mentioned something about Prince, a situation with Prince with some chick, and how it discussed she was something that Prince did with some female that dealt with fact. The paperwork your brother had, it said that you told the police something about Prince, about a situation where with a chick that I guess Fat Cat wanted allegedly touched and Prince kidnapped her, something craziness, and I guess the chick used to mess with her. So, do Prince know that you did that though? Do Prince know that you told the police about that situation? You know what? Anything that's out there, he definitely knows. Yeah, anything that's out there, they know about it. Anything that's in the paperwork, they know about it.
Convicted for that particular situation on that?
No.
You heard me just said, Prince, the situation with the conversation we having. He just said that situation existed. That's what the man just said. That's the paperwork that I have. Now, for you guys, hold on one second. Yeah, I got it. This is what they said. This is in the paperwork. Hold on one second. Hold on one second. All right. This is what we. This is just what he answered. But this is in the paperwork. For those that want, this is in the paperwork that Kool-Aid put out there to the streets. This is just what he just answered. This is what Glaze just answered on that live. This is what it says. It says Glaze also provided information about crimes in which he did not participate. Among other things, Gibbs implicated Nichols in violent assaults on rival drug dealers and others. For example, Gibbs described the 1987 rape and torture of Gibbs' girlfriend, Denita Owens, aka Mimi, who was believed to have information regarding an individual whom Nichols had targeted for murder. According to Gibbs, Nichols directed Gerald Miller, aka Prince, to kidnap Owens and torture her until she provided the information. Miller and several associates kidnapped Owens, took her to a home owned by Miller, gang raped her, and tortured her with a hot curling iron while the assault was underway. Nichols called Miller's home and told him to murder Owens. However, she was not killed. Thereafter, Nichols arranged several cash payments to Owens. Although Nichols initially denied any involvement in this crime, he now admits the accuracy of Gibbs' information. So that's what we were just speaking about in that situation. We just talked about the Prince situation. This is in the paperwork. This is actually in the paperwork. He's confirmed the paperwork. This is what he's confirmed information that was in this paperwork about the Prince situation. I'm not trying to throw no dirt on Prince's name. This is what's in the paperwork. I wasn't there. I wasn't around. But this is what was in the paperwork. This is what he just answered in that situation. So he told had to do with that, but he told the situation's ex-girlfriend, Mimi, y'all can deal with him on the inside. Maybe that was a conscious thing he did. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Maybe that was a conscious telling that he did in that situation. I don't know. That situation is crazy. You know what I'm saying? Now back to the content.
I think it was used as relevant conduct. What's that?
Okay.
What's that, Wisconsin?
Relevant conduct is when it's conduct that happened in a case that you didn't necessarily get convicted of, but they use it because there was things that happened, and they use that to sentence you. Wow. So if he said something on Prince as far as that situation, when Prince gets sentenced for the drug shit and not none of the bodies, they still could look and see it was some bodies involved, there was a girl involved, was a kidnapping involved. Yeah. Okay. So you know what? We're gonna give him an aggravated sentence as a mitigated sentence.
To see the whole picture. No, hold on.
The also said in that paperwork that you told the police about the cop shot thing, about old boy, like you was disgusted by that. And I guess you went and told them about.
It's intense right now.
Old boy was
it's intense.
One of the guys was hiding that shot the cop.
Yes, okay. Like right now, I guess y'all reading too much into it because right now I was charged with. I was arrested for Edward Burns' murder.
Oh,
They gave me Clifton Rice murder. Oh, you know what? Better yet, let's go deep into that. Okay, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it.
It got intense here. It's all in the paperwork, though. I know it's in his paperwork. It's in the paperwork. You know what I'm saying?
After Edward Burns got killed, I got picked up by the 75th.
Edward Burns is the cop who got killed in Queens. Cop shot. When the cop died, that's what created TNT across the country. The result of that became mass incarceration era.
Precinct. When I got picked up by the 71st precinct, they picked up me. I was driving, and I was over there by Brooklyn Plaza. And right now, who was in the car that came over from Queens to Brooklyn? Who was with me was David McCleary with Marshall, and Pappy Uncle. So right now, they stopped me. You know what I'm saying? And when they stopped me, they arrested me, and they took them in. And when they took all of them in, right now, they let them all go. Only person they kept was me. And why they kept me? Because they felt I'm the one that pulled the trigger.
Wow.
So I'm on Rikers Island during that whole time when everything is going on. And the crazy part about that whole little situation, when all that shit was going on, and I'm on Rikers Island, and they finally caught these guys. And they gave me a body. The body that they gave me was Clifton Rice's body that I actually did. And it happened simultaneously during the same time Edward Burns got killed. So it's a situation where I would have pled guilty to Clifton Rice's body to get away from the police body.
Yeah.
Because but once again, how can I be in two places at one time? So what wound up happening was when I'm in, you know what I'm saying, everything started coming out, and they put that $40,000 reward, and people start turning them in. But all these guys cooperated from Dave, from Todd Scott, from Scott Carr. Only person that didn't say nothing was Philip Copeland. So when everything was start being set up, everybody's name was mentioned. Fat Cat name was mentioned. Happy name was mentioned. And all those involved was mentioned. And what fucked them up was Brian Glaze Gibbs' name was never mentioned. 1/3, 75th, 113th. Hold on, wait a minute here. We bet our pension. That's why we plays up, because we felt who was crazy enough, who had the balls, who would kill a cop. They put it on me. And what happened? I didn't have shit to do with it. So for somebody to tell you, or for somebody to say is, I told them where they was at. I'm on Rikers Island. How the fuck I know where they was at?
Yeah. Wow.
So, like I said, guys, everything is in my book. My whole life is an open book. So once again, like I said now, is like to me, I don't run. I got a new name. I went in a witness.
Now this is what I am going to say. Some of the movies that we make references to was written by people that cooperated. Goodfellas was actually written. The story for Goodfellas comes from somebody who cooperated against the mafia. Right? Donnie Brasco was a story written by the federal agent who told on the mafia. Those are some of the greatest movies that we love to watch. Yo, wife, let's watch this. Blow. It's another movie where a man cooperated against somebody, and we have made these cultural movies that we watch. The only movie that didn't deal with individuals telling was The Godfather. Even the Frank Lucas story, he told on some cops. So let's stop this. Let's stop all this. Yo, they don't need to be heard. Because some of the greatest movies that the KZs and the AK eaters come from these movies. We watched individuals who told on dudes make these movies. Again, you can't say fuck Chinese niggas and you had chicken wings and rice last night. You know what I'm saying? You blinded. Exactly. Henry Hill. Let's get back to the content. Everybody should have a chance to tell their story. It's something called content. You know what I'm saying? Y'all, it seems to be, and he's just telling his story, man. You know what I'm saying? If you watch Goodfellas 30 times, Bendito. If you watch Donnie Brasco's a conversation that you'll have, yeah, Donnie Brasco and Lefty and such and such. Yeah, he caught a bullet for being a sucker, but that movie wasn't written by Fredro. You know what I'm saying? That wasn't Fredro's story. See, that's the difference. That wasn't Fredro's story. That wasn't Fredro's story. That was the Mafia story and somebody telling in the movie. Henry Hill wrote a book called Goodfellas. That became a movie. Donnie Brasco wrote a movie about he's a federal agent who took down the Mafia. It wasn't written by Sonny Red. Sonny Red ain't like Donnie Brasco. They had Donnie Brasco in the movie. So let's be well versed here. And stop with not being versed here. Goodfellas was not written by a Mafia informant. Now the Godfather, The Godfather. This is just information. I'm just giving you, because people say, why are we interviewing African Americans that told some of the greatest movies you watch? We make references to was written by individuals who told. Let's get back to the content. Sonny Blanco in the building.
I'm like Sammy the Bull. I'm a black Sammy the Bull. I got a new name. So once again, like I say, but it's still damn. No, nobody gonna come along. Like I say, based upon what Glaze said, put me in jail. Glaze testified. I took a plea because of what Glaze said or whatever. That's not gonna happen. And like I tell you right now, guys, I'm at work. You know, I'm not fortunate like some cats, man. I'm an old man. I'm 92 years old, man. I still gotta work, man. You know what I'm saying? So right now, with my brother, God, what you say, God King? What's your name, bro?
Yeah, God Kings are right here, my Jew.
Okay, like I said right now, send me a link, man, so I can link up to you.
Now your points is great. Listen, your points is great. Yeah, it was written by a cop who detailed the story of Iraq. Listen. All your points is great. Nobody's shooting at the points. But we can't. It's not pick and choose what's content and what's not content. Even though we might know people personally, we shouldn't do that. You know what I'm saying? If you watch the Whitey Bulger story 2-3 times, you know what I'm saying, about a guy who was fucking working with the, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? If you watch Vlad, he interviewed a couple of mob informants. You watch that episode 2-3 times. It's content. I know you're getting back to no voices. It's just getting back to it was that dudes want to interview him, and he got a clear of his situation in this case. That's it. That's all it was. I guess he didn't get enough SDs, and I don't know. You know what I'm saying? But it's crazy how he went out. Yeah.
Hey Zeke, man. What's good, man? Zeke. What's up, Zeke? How you doing, brother? I'm all right, Zeke, man. You know, I remember like about a year ago, you did a piece. I'm like, come on, man. Kicking your ass.
Yeah, no, man.
Hey, look, man. Let me tell you something, man. A lot of that shit I don't pay no mind, man. Like literally, man. If you're a sensitive individual, you shouldn't be on Clubhouse, you shouldn't be on YouTube, you shouldn't be anywhere. So the objective is, I'm like this. I take everything with a grain of salt. You know, Glaze, man. I like the fact that right now this conversation that we're having, because I had some paperwork, and I know you're breaking some shit down. That's just information. This is what journalism is. Because we're actually hearing these stories that nobody had a chance to hear. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh shit. So you was with them when they got booked in the car, the cop car, and all. You know what I'm saying? This is a lot of history right here. But see, that's what I'm trying to say. A lot of people don't even understand. Like I say, that's what they got mad about. Like, hold on, wait. And put it like this: it was 2 black homicide detectives. They came to me. I
I was in what's that place called? It's a diner in Brooklyn on Lindenwood. I'm not even Galaxy's on Pennsylvania, so it was Lindenwood. Lindenwood, you hit it right. I was on Lindenwood. I was in a diner on a date, and right now I had 2 black detectives come up on me, and they told me, "Yo, man, and I went to the bathroom, and they came in there. They said, "Yo, man, the white boys is mad at you." I said, "Mad at me about what?" They said, "Right now, all of them swear that you killed Burns. They bet everything." I'm talking about, so now it's like bugging out. Like when everybody started talking, Pat name came up, Pappy name came up. So they go like this, hold on, wait a minute here. Why they ain't saying nothing about Glaze? Is he that scared of Glaze? No, they not saying nothing about me because I didn't know. Only time I found out what happened to Burns and who did it, it's like I just left that block. I just left Queens like 3 o'clock in the morning. When I left Queens, I had like 40,000 in my hand, and that's when I saw Clifton Rice, and that's when that happened. And you know what happened? What happened after that was the guy. We had a bodega, I think 118 and something, and he, the guy paging me like left to right, man. And I'm like bugging out. What the hell is this? So he kept paging me or whatever. So I finally called him back, and I couldn't understand him because he's Spanish. Speaking of everything. And finally he told me, please, that's right. No, it's still there. It's still there on 118 and something. I said, he said, cops. He said, cops everywhere. Cops everywhere. I said, don't worry about it. I said, probably saw something. Saw a cell. So right now, that's what I'm thinking. But then I'm in a Cypress kitchen, and then I'm listening program to tell you if police are being executed on 117 N-Wood. And I'm like, oh, man, like, damn. And like I tell you right now, where's Pappy called me, yo, man, like, everybody called me because they looking for Fat Cat. Nobody can't find Fat Cat. They after Burns got hit, a SWAT squad came and took some Fat Cat out of the building, out of Brooklyn House, and took him upstate somewhere. So now Pappy calling like, yo, what's going on, this, that. So listen, I'm listening to Pap right after the fact. Pat sound like his normal self. He sound very like, so to me, I'm thinking that shit didn't come from us. I forget about it. And right now, I didn't leave the house all day. I went to Queens when it got dark. And when I drove to Queens, I went to Cat's sister house. And we all met up. And I told them, whoever did it, they did it to make the area hot. I said, when I find out who did it, guess what? This is what I'm going to do. And right now, doing that conversation, right now, I got pulled to the side and told, yo, it came us. I'm like, oh, man, come on. So that was the beginning of the end.
Hell yeah, your man, the president ran around with that badge. Yeah, world changed.
That was the beginning. And see, the crazy part about that is, she's speaking, we messed up. Because once again, you know why? Because you feel right now we'd have been smart enough to leave. We'd be smart enough to move on. But see, we feel because they got the cop killer. That was it. Nah, the feds started investigation. $1,100 wiretap tape.
Yo, the world. I remember 19. But what year was it?
88.
I remember when that happened. The world changed for the streets, man. That's they don't understand the past of
the birth of TNT.
Birth of TNT.
That's a fact.
Mass incarceration.
Hey, guys, listen, man. Like I said, I'm at work, man. So y'all guys have a good one. Like I said, right now, I might join back. Once I get my operation set up, I might join back in or whatever y'all still on. Right now.
Yeah, Glaze, like whenever we have a room, we just pop in. You know what I mean? We can finish up, and it's always going to be a respectable environment. Like I said,
all right. Hey, I appreciate it. Don't get me wrong. I can handle my own, but I'm not going to, like I told you, I'm going to be mindful. Well, I'm not going to let nobody come at me all crazy or whatever, I'll just remove myself. But, like I said, man, like, long as you mind your president.
Yo, before you go, man, I see how you doing news, man. I see how you doing news. DC.
Yeah, he said some good things about Nuke, though. He said some good things about OG Nuke. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Definitely OG Sonny Blanco. You're on fire, me, though. Hey, somebody, let me tell you, right? You broke my heart, Z. You know what I'm saying? You got right now, you're going to put the do-rag on. You're going to put the do-rag on. You're going to put the glasses on. You're gonna throw his ballies on, you're a nigga. He gonna throw a polyester shirt on with some silk filling slacks. He gonna start, son. He gonna pick up his 5% book. Yo, God, nigga, you know what I'm saying? He lost his mind. You know what I'm saying? He gonna get the wall. Yo, listen, man. He gonna go into the books of Donald Goines. What What chapter is Donald going to Zeke coming from? Iceberg Slim. That's the shit that we read on Mike's Eye in the late 80s, early 90s. When y'all niggas was reading General Tasso Chicken and the rest of that shit, Art of War, we was reading shit like, yo, I'm going to shoot, I'm going to be a pimp. How? Iceberg Slim. You know what I'm saying? We was educating ourselves like that. Iceberg Slim. Nigga. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You're working, man. Wow, I love some Sonny Blanco, man. Go check out my man Sonny Blanco. He's doing his thing over there, man. You know what I mean? Yes, Mr. Warbucks. You know what I'm saying? You can say definitely love, you know what I'm saying? Definitely it's love for the culture. It's for the culture, man. If any of you guys would like to pull up, I just think, you know, everybody got the right to how they feel. You know what I'm saying? Everybody look at the streets differently. It's not for me to pick and choose, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to Gun King for even putting me up there, you know what I'm saying? It was books 101, how to pimp, slap a nigga, yo, hold on. Page 8. Those are the things that we read during those times. And I like the fact that people see things differently. A lot of people lost their friends. Like I said, I have Glaze ask you paperwork. It's different. It's different. It's weird. It's very different because it's not. It's telling. He did cooperate. He did tell. But it's the telling that we always expected other things that did in the hood. Like, yo, I got the precinct. He gave a gun up or he gave a person up and he was, he was just, like he said, just finishing the sentence. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You work a job. Me, I was in a meeting all week. I can't do shows. I am a manager on my job, so I have to sometimes take away from that. So if I can snatch some content, I can snatch some content. You know what I'm saying? Now, I was going to put the China Mac joint up here, but this shit is going too long. So I got to do another joint with the China Mac. But because me and Valenzuela had a great dialogue on that subject matter, I don't have to do it because we were touching up on that. Valenzuela is back. Thank you for the likes, you heard? Definitely just watch that, you know, that doo-wop joint, you know what I'm saying? Back some good words from the good brother, Rockefeller Records.
Snitching is a tool of a gangster. It's part of his repertoire. And when you ask a gangster not to use all the tools at his disposal, you don't want him to kill niggas neither.
The guard is in the building. This is gonna be a testament of time. OG Blanco, put the do-rag on. Put your do-rag on. Put the do-rag on. C. Blanco, put the do-rag on. Put some glasses on, start looking around like a Brooklyn nigga. Looking around like looking all crazy. We got some Brooklyns in the building, man.
If a nigga don't tell, I get mad. Because why is he a gangster and he's not willing to tell? Why are you even in the streets if you're not willing to tell?
Saliden's in the building. Peace to God. Peace to the gods.
Peace to the gods.
A street nigga is an independent contractor. He has to do everything he has to do to stay free. When you start playing these, the street code, you want a nigga in jail, basically.
I'm gonna ask you a question.
So, can
yeah, I heard.
I'll let you go first. I
seen you in the comments. He pulled up somewhere. He said Zeke. So he's seen what you're writing. He see what you're speaking on. The paperwork that I have is basically he was doing a lot of connecting the dots. That's what I got. So if it was 50 individuals, there was definitely 20 good names that was on it that I read. And he was definitely connecting the dots. 2 cases, 2 scenarios. I don't know if they was used against nobody. I don't know if they bought a job. But he was definitely connecting the dots. He said, I ratted, I told, I cooperated. The thing is, we only know he told because he told somebody he told. Unless, is there somebody out there that actually, his brother, got something with his name in it?
Negativo, paperwork out there.
Saliden.
Okay, so that question was towards me. I didn't know if that question was towards me.
Yes.
again, I only knew that he told on not many people because of Kool-Aid and what Kool-Aid had said on his page.
He confirmed the paperwork.
So I'm not
Glaze confirmed it. He's real, wasn't fake.
right. I really came up to touch on another point, right? Because I was having an amazing conversation with some of the people in the chat.
Okay.
I just want to I just want to get to that. All right.
Get to that. You got
cool. So check this out. Suppose in the legal world, it's not even suppose. When you do business with another business, right? You order something and then they're supposed to ship it. Somebody, I think it's you, Venezuela, turn down the speakers. You cannot hear echo.
Yeah.
All right. So if you order something and the person burns you in the legal world, you are upset, right? Now, you could get this rectified, but the chances of you doing business with that person or that company again is probably slim. Why? Because they didn't do good business. That's what you're going to say. Now,
but that's the legal world.
Hold up. I don't want to be. That's why I didn't talk. That's why I went and talk with. Let me talk, Vinny. I respect your troll game, but we gotta set this straight. We gotta set this conversation straight. The black world, the underworld, the black market, the streets, they're the same thing. They have their place in society. We have to understand society. We have to understand that they have their place. So this is a $1 billion industry. Once you enter into that industry for whatever reason, and you're saying, okay, you have the choice of free will. You can say, yo, I'm gonna do things by society's norms, or I'm gonna do things in the black market. Once you enter into the black market, the realm of the black market, there are unwritten codes that the same way you do business in the legal realm of things is expected for you to do business. When I come, allegedly, I'm not, because I don't want them to break this up into a soundbite. But if someone comes to buy a kilo of cocaine, their expectations or a pound of weed, their expectations is that I can give you money, they could give you the contraband, and you could go about your business. Everyone is happy. Now,
no, not the expectations.
Hold up, Vinny, you're gonna have your chance. Trust me, bro. Now, you do take into considerations just like anything else, just like the merchants took when they shipped things back in the days on ships. Why did they take out this insurance? Because anything can happen. So you take into consideration, I could go there and he burns me this, that, and the third, right? So therefore, we need insurance on certain things. But there is an aspect that is to be assumed that this is how business is going to go. That being said, when you enter into this black market, these streets, and you start running around, you're doing business, guess what? You getting attention from the young chicks and all that. Niggas is looking up to you. Your self-confidence is up. You're feeling good. You're getting money. You're reaping the benefits. Just like the Godfather walked around the neighborhood and he didn't have to pay for fruits and vegetables no more. That's you at the club when you and your niggas pull up. You're feeling good about yourself. You're reaping the benefits of the streets. My thing is, how dare you, now that you knew it was a risk of you getting caught. That was no. Is he here?
Oh boy.
The streets have no benefits, Saliden. Those are the perks.
I don't even know why you pulled him up.
Every time I
don't even know why you pulled him up, bro.
This man is trying to kick knowledge.
He always trying to give credit to niggas who want to be outlaws. You want to be
why
outlaws?
You not at the casino, bro?
Codes, bro?
Look, hold on. Everybody settle down. Settle down for 1 second. How's my brother?
Yo, Matt, you an outlaw, but I could give you some laws.
Yo, can I just say hi first? What's up to my brother Zeke Black?
Nigga, I'm an outlaw. I don't follow rules.
What's up to my brother Saliden? Every time I come up here, Saliden is trying to kick knowledge. This man, this Venezuelan garbage eater always just sitting on somebody's panel.
My man, this is the type of nigga to tell a real nigga not to tell, bro. Are you stupid? You want him in jail? Are you stupid?
Yo, hold on. Somebody I see all
What the fuck is this nigga talking about?
Yo, Mac, you would tell a real nigga not to go to jail? You would tell a real nigga
This
to
is
go
not
to
your
jail?
show. I'm trying to give Saliden his flowers for bringing the
Why
truth.
you giving flowers to a man who don't want niggas to snitch, bro? I want a nigga to go home. Go home, bro. Be with your family. The rules of the streets is you go home to be with your family, not go to jail
Venezuela.
for
Let me
snitching.
ask you something.
Venezuela.
Let me ask you something.
Hold up. Venezuela. I know for a fact that your mom sold pussy in the streets. I know for a fact, right?
And then
Now,
and then
that's part
and
of
the
the
shit went
streets.
left,
That's
and
part
the
of the
shit
streets.
went left,
I would
and I had
never
to
tell
go
on
home.
your moms,
Keep
bro.
talking,
And
talking.
she would
If
never tell on me.
if
I
I was
know
in the street
Yo, Saliden. Hold on, wait.
and I had to go home,
Hold up,
I
yo,
gotta
put
do
some
what I
Yeah,
had to do.
fix the
hold up.
audio, man. Fix the audio.
Yo, that was
Fix
his
the audio.
grandmother, not his mother.
Nigga, if I gotta
Yo,
go home, I gotta
Mac,
go
watch
home.
your mouth. I swear to God, I come out there. Don't talk about his grandmother. That's my heart, B. Okay?
You
That's
know why y'all feel like that? Cause y'all went to jail. If y'all was niggas who never went to jail, y'all would tell niggas to snitch, bro. Cause y'all went to
Let me
jail, y'all
share the
telling
video.
niggas
Let me
to
share the
oh
video.
nah, don't
I'm about
say
to
nothing.
embarrass you, bro.
But a nigga who
So
never went
question,
to
it's a
jail,
question, it's a question. It's a question. I want to ask you a question. I want to ask you a question. I want everybody to listen. Ask a question. Well, what's your take on? He admits that he told. He admits that he cooperated. He doesn't deny the paper is fake. He says it's
Are we
real.
talking about Brian Gibbs?
Yes.
He's a lady killer. Yo, let me tell you something about him, right? He's a lady
no,
killer.
don't use that word killer.
Listen,
He's
listen,
a
listen.
lady killer.
You gotta fix your audio.
Me? But Venezuela got to mute up. It's not me. If he mute up, then you can hear me. And Saliden with that old crackhead mic that he dealing with. You know what I'm saying? Y'all got to mute up, bro. I'm about to tell
Yeah,
you something
mute
about
up
Brian
because
Glaze Gibbs.
it's creating a bad sound.
So Brian Glaze Gibbs is a lady killer, literally. He only kills women and he snitches on people. So what are we talking about?
And
No,
what's wrong with that? He's a
Hold on,
man
hold on. He
killer.
wants to be known as a book writer. He wants you to know that he's a legendary killer, right? But when you acknowledge the fact that he's a fucking rat too, he doesn't want to wear that. He want to come at 10 toes. He want to come at little YouTubers while he got a book out. You know what I mean? For them titling it for exactly what he is, which is a fucking rat. You a rat, my nigga. So you can't take the accolades of being a hitter and not tell him that you alto too.
Yeah, I know. So like you know, you want a nigga to
Why
glorify
you
being a
talking?
rat. He's not glorifying that. Like he's not glorifying killing niggas neither, bro. Like y'all want him to glorify the nasty parts.
No,
He,
no,
he
listen.
glorifies
This
being a
is
rat.
a
He
man.
gotta
This is a
glorify
man.
killing
This
bitches
is a
too,
man
bro.
that's been home for 25 years, still telling the story about how he killed niggas 30 years ago. What are we talking about?
And he was talking about how he
You
told.
selling their death. Let me
all
tell you
right.
something, cocksucker.
Let me ask you.
Let me say this last thing, right? No matter how eloquent you present your words or articulate you try to be, right? The reality of the story is you still eating off of somebody's death. You know what I'm saying? And shit like that. Go find a real job, bozo. Don't be talking about what the fuck we doing out here as far as blogging and all that coming for niggas because we got an opinion on your rat ass nigga. If you don't
And
want
he's
niggas to
trying
talk
to be
about
a
if
and
you
y'all
don't
don't
want
let
niggas
him.
to talk about how you a rat, stop profiting off of ratting and killing motherfuckers
What you
back
mean?
in the
What you mean, Mike? In America, you want him to stop making money off
I
the
ain't talking to you.
experiences that
I'm
he
talking
did?
to Brian Glaze Gibbs, nigga. You eat garbage.
He's a rat and he's proud
Literally.
and he should make money off the telling. He should he should make a lot of
He's a
money off
lady
telling.
killer. He's a lady killer. You know what I'm saying?
So
The women
street
love him.
niggas make money off death. So if a rat
Zeke,
gets money
Zeke,
off
at some
telling,
point
Coward.
You gotta mute Vinny because if you don't
Word.
mute Venezuela, it just
Word.
continues to go on and
You're
on and
a
on.
coward if all you do is kill women and snitch.
Guys, hold on one second,
You know what I'm
man.
saying? Straight like that. Salute OG Sonny Blanco because this is what it is. This is my problem. You can't want you listen. On the one end, we got a certain type of like for Brian Glaze Gibbs. You wanna know why? Because the way we know who he is. You feel me? But on the other end, you can't come attacking the people that got something to say about you with your history and only
Matt,
accept one part of it.
Matt, can I just finish the thought I was having before? Because this is
Sorry.
very important. All of us are not able to go to school. In reality, a lot of people still eat off the streets, man. In reality, people's grandmothers are still running numbers, man. In reality, when you go down south, people are still selling moonshine, man. Some people really live off the streets still, is what I'm saying to you. So what
And the
I don't
snitches
ever
get
promote the
money
streets,
off snitching.
but
Hold
yo,
on,
be
Venezuela. Let me
quiet,
talk. Let me
bro.
finish
Be
this last
quiet. Listen
minute,
to what
bro.
I'm saying.
Y'all want to shut down the snitches, bro? They
Yo,
part of the
Zeke,
bro.
bro, please just pull him down for a second. I just want to, because what I'm saying, I know I'm making
Hold on,
sense right now.
Valenzuela.
Because I don't know,
Speak, Valenzuela.
I don't know what part of reality he's from. But there are people who still make money off the streets that's how they feed their family. Now, if I was to tell anybody and give them advice, I say, yo, if you could get out of the streets or never enter the streets, please go do something. The working man is not a sucker. The working man, you're going to be all right. But once you enter in there, you got to respect the fact that your decisions are going to affect other people. This is a $1 billion business that you're getting into. That
Hey,
being
can I say
said,
one thing before I go back to work?
you telling is dishonorable and it affects other people, and that's why that industry is going down the tubes, because once there's no rules and snitches get to come home and make jokes and throw parties and promote parties and
Thank
do
God.
songs and yo, it's a done
Okay, look.
business.
Let me
Yo,
say something against what
hold
you're saying.
on.
Hold on, let me go real quick, Mac. I gotta get back to work. Let me go real quick, Mac. It's gonna be 2 seconds. I gotta get back to work. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we get you.
Hey, yo, Venezuela, if you want him to go home, his best way to go home is not to do crime, stay out the streets. That's number one. Number two, Saliden, when you was talking about your point, Saliden, you were saying the insurance, I understood exactly what you were doing. The thing that Venezuela don't understand when he said you got to get insurance in the street, that's the difference between street dudes. Your insurance is your gun. When Poppy beat you, you go back to Poppy, like, yo, Poppy, you got to get this right. If Poppy don't want to get it right, Poppy, you go make Poppy get it
yo,
right.
OG,
That's
some
that's
stuff
the
on
difference in the
his belt, you
streets.
heard?
So if you want your man to stay home, Venezuela, tell him don't do no crimes. I
No, what
guarantee
I'm
you
trying to
he will stay
explain
his
is
ass
some
home.
niggas got
And he
more
ain't got to
money.
worry about snitching or nobody calling him out his name or nobody calling him a rat. One thing's for sure, two things for certain. Anybody that cooperated, Glaze, Poe, anybody that cooperated can validate, has had years of validating in their head why they cooperated. I don't give a damn if you said my man's shirt was blue. If the cops asked you what color shirt he had on, you said it was a blue shirt. If you live a street life, you snitch. You a rat. I
Homie,
don't care nothing
niggas
about
tell the
that.
police, but they gotta
There's
tell the
something.
police.
There's something that's dragging this shit. Somebody's system is fucking with this the sound. Because when I was up here earlier, there was nothing fucking with the sound. So it's something fucking with the sound. Somebody got
Yo, it might be me. Let me go back to work. It might be me, yo. I'm listening. Salute, salute, salute.
to salute.
You know what's unfair?
Venezuela, you know you Cuban, Venezuela. Stop fronting like you Venezuelan, nigga. You know you from
Homie,
Nicaragua.
you wanna
You
eliminate
fucking
snitching is
Omar Riaz looking ass. This nigga look like Omar Suarez.
they
The
trying
fuck
to
out of here. Y'all not
snitch
peace.
when we know that snitching makes hundreds of thousands of dollars. Basically, you want to eliminate a whole economy of niggas.
It's
Basically,
Venezuela's
right? You
mic.
want to get
You
niggas
gotta
off
take
the
him down.
job.
You gotta take him down. It's Venezuela. It's him.
Snitches make like 100,000, bro. You want to eliminate 100,000 from a
No.
nigga's pocket, bro?
Let me drop down.
And
Come
he
back.
do it, and he do good
Hold
work, and he put niggas in jail.
on. That's what. Drop down for a second. I'm gonna bring you back up. All right.
Yeah.
All right.
My shit's still messed up. Let me reset mine too.
Saliden.
I'm here. I muted myself. I'm here, Zeke. Okay, we great now. Yeah. Zeke is Venezuela's good for laughs, but as you can see, this is affecting the culture of the streets, and which I don't glorify, but it's also now affecting hip hop. Zeke, you see? So they're overlapping each other, and this is why this conversation is good to have, bro.
Yeah, it's definitely a great conversation. You know what I'm saying? 2023 hip hop, because of what probably happened 2 summers ago, a lot of these individuals, we went back to what they do best, the streets. We gotta forget there was a time where America was shut down and there's no shows, and dudes resorted back to Some may have resorted back to old practices to create an income. Not because of the lifestyle they used to live in, you got to make money. So a lot of people took a lot of their last to do whatever they were doing. Now, I'm not expecting a gunner to keep it 100 in this situation. I'm not expecting a TI to go, yo, fuck that, I'm looking at the street rules. Because you guys are entertainers. You know what I'm saying? Y'all may have came from the streets,
Right.
but y'all no longer street. There's decisions being made that takes you out of this cloth. Now, if you want to remain in the streets, right, and you're playing and you get caught up, then you gotta play by the rules. You can't think about, yo, but I'm an entertainer again. You can't do that. It doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way. And I think we're mixing up. We're making these dudes real niggas.
Hey,
Right.
Can I say something? Why we keep like not saying y'all, but why in general do we put everyday hip hop related with black people?
That's
a great question.
Brought up. That was just a question that was brought up, but
Instead of Africans learning our culture from reading or word of mouth or having real ties with people in America, they listening to hip hop and they determining who the fuck we is. There's something that this version
deep.
of hip hop.
That's deep because they listen to hip hop. They go to black. That's black culture. That's what they do in the hood. That's their CNN. So they take what they see, and that's you know, hip hop is just like this social media. What sells the most is negative energy, right? So I can sit on my platform and suck my dick 80 times, I get 1 million views. So hip hop is, you saw these young kids sipping illegal lean, perks, and almost ODing in these rap videos. This is what sells. You know what I'm saying? Because the lifestyle that they're showing these guys. The lifestyle is what makes these kids go sipping on this medicated lean, these pills I'm popping. This is a part of this weird culture that they call demon time. Demon time to us is free. Corporate America is making millions of dollars off of what we call demon time.
You think if they say that enough times that they can really summons a demon? I think they summons real demons when they
Yeah, because it's called programming, MacMean. That's why they could summon the demon. You can also summon angels. You can also summon good energy. But when you repeat something repetitively, now you are basically harnessing that energy. So if you notice they only did it to hip hop, right? They didn't do this to country music. You don't see country musicians only talking about getting drunk, driving behind a 4x4 and his woman leaving him. No, he mixes it up with his real reality. But when it comes to us, because we don't control our music, therefore we are inspired and motivated and encouraged. That's the word I'm looking for. We're encouraged to write certain lyrics, spells, if you will, spells.
When we learn other people's cultures outside of us just stereotyping people, right? We learn from books, correct? We learned from school. We learned about other cultures. We didn't have a chance. Okay, I was listening to China Mac interview, right? And I did a video on it, and this is what China Mac said. He said that his grandfather told him, okay, he was in school. He was a real young kid. He was talking to 3 black kids. When his grandfather came to pick him up from school, he told him, if I see you with those black kids again, you can't come home. That type of shit, right?
Yeah.
Now, one of the dudes was saying, well, we all face racism because think about it, man. So, I'm driving around with my grandfather and he'd say, or my grandmother or my mother, and she say, I don't like the way them coconuts drive, referring to Jamaicans, right? I'm saying that that's 2 different things. There's a stereotyping and then there's taught racism. You know what I'm saying? When you got your grandfather telling your young ass can't come back in the house if you hanging out with a certain group of people, it does something to you. You understand where I'm coming from? It's sending something to you. And it's also a practice. You dig where I'm coming from? You're teaching somebody that. I'm not teaching my kids to hate Jamaicans because I say I hate the way them coconuts drive. You know what I'm saying? It's a whole different thing. The stereotype. Huh?
He just called them coconuts.
That's what the example was on Matt Hoffa show. So I don't particularly call coconuts because I could be considered that too because I'm from St. Martin. People called me a coconut when I was young. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, people's
Motherfuckers still coconuts.
No, you're right. You know what's funny? My godfather, he's from the Bahamas. He came here in the 1960s. When he would speak to us, it seemed from a racist tone to us. You know what I'm saying? And it wasn't really, he talked about many other races. He just spoke about in his head, rest in peace to George. How he looked at things was there was a difference between the American black kid and the American West Indian. Because he grew up.
What difference was it though? What was he like referring to?
It's I come from nothing. I had to do this. I had to work. Everything they did as a kid was a grind. You had to go hunting to shoot a deer or fish. That was dinner. So everything.
So they were saying that basically they understand work ethics against us that don't. Yeah, that.
College graduates. I gotta say that he had 5 kids, and all 5 went to college. They all professionals, on an insurance company. My other cousin, he works for Hollywood. My other cousin's a lawyer. Other cousin's an executive for AIG Insurance.
Is that statement false though? Is that statement false? That people that's from the island understand work.
That's how he looked at it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's how he looked at it from his glass. You know, think about it, he came from the islands in the 1960s to America. So that was already a transition. But the 60s. You know what I'm saying?
Let me tell you about the Great Migration, man, and those people that came from the South. There's no way that could be true, MacMean, because those old men that came from the Carolinas, Virginia, and from the South, when they got up here, they worked. That's what they knew. They knew work. So over the years, the younger generations always lose something, and we lost work ethic, and that's what we lost, especially when narcotics came into play, and it was easier to sell heroin than it was to go work an 8-hour job. And that's true today. What we work a year's salary, young boys is running around getting
take them off.
Young boys running around getting a salary in one day.
Boy.
Yo, what up?
That nigga Mikey B up the building.
Mikey B.
Yo, what up, fella? Salute.
Oh my guy.
Let me say one thing about what you said, Saliden. I get where you coming from as far as like, because I remember my grandmother and them doing gardening and washing clothes by hands and with the board and making me, clean my sneakers and stuff like that. There was certain ethics that we did have, but I think that they do have a point to some degree, right? Because even in America, a hard worker has a certain amount of privilege against somebody that's living in a country that don't got running water. You know what I'm saying? So I understand when you come over here, I think that the correct statement would be that they might appreciate things a little bit more than what we do. You know what I'm saying? Like something that my trash becomes somebody else's treasure in that essence. You know what I'm saying? In that regard, like
okay, again,
I think Mikey, he here. He grew up in the Western section.
Mike, he's a coconut. Mikey B's a coconut, like me.
So, that's why
what happened, Star?
Star. Mikey B. What's your take on that? Being from your grandmothers, your aunties, and from the islands to American culture. What's the difference in your household when you was younger?
Like, what you mean? Like, what was the difference between having a Caribbean parents as opposed to
like race?
I got American side of my family and I got Jamaican side. This is a difference, you heard? But what key difference do you want me to explain though?
The Jamaicans, because when we speak racism, a lot of us experience racism because of that. Like me, my first experience with racism was my Bahamian side that was from the Bahamas sort of said things to us that was uncomfortable because we was in America. You know what I'm saying? So they always made us feel a certain way when we came around for family functions. They would say certain things like, what are you talking about? Or certain slangs. Say some crazy shit to us. For me, growing up, because half my family from the Bahamas. My mother's side, they all Bahamian. You know what I'm saying? So when you go to a family function, it's a clash of Americans, against the Indians. You know what I'm saying? And they have a different way they look at things, but everything's about money. They just like my godfathers would call us all type of niggas and all type of shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, huh? Like the first person I called me a nigga wasn't a white man. You know what I'm saying? It was Uncle George. But he was a good man. He worked 5 jobs.
Hey, can I ask you something? Why?
I came from
No, go ahead, Mike.
Go ahead, Mac.
I was going. My point was, I was still talking about. I was going back into the why we place everything as far as like with hip hop on black people, and I think I know what it is. I think it's we don't know no Chinese hip hop. We ain't grow up listening to Chinese hip hop. We ain't grow up listening to Russian music to determine who they is. We kind of judge people based off of our experience with them. You know what I'm saying? As opposed to listening to music and determining who they is. And back in the days, I wouldn't have had no problem with other people looking at us, you know, and judging us based off of hip hop because hip hop was different. The form of what they got today, I don't want me or anybody in my family, let's say that, associated or becoming like who we are synonymous with this form of hip hop because this shit is trash. You know what I mean? I feel like
if we
Hey, yo, hold on, yo, Saliden, hold on real quick, man. Yo, let me commend you on your show yesterday too, man. You did a good show. I loved your show yesterday, bro, because you broke down, like even when I was talking to Hassan Campbell and China Mac about the whole cultural thing, that's not even a hip hop thing. China Mac was coming from a perspective of a street perspective. You understand what I'm saying? That was street. That wasn't even hip hop. That wasn't even hip hop when he was saying he wasn't messing with Math Hopper. They trying to like revoke all kind of different cards from him and do all this different stuff. But we gotta have a conversation, and we should have a big round table tonight. I don't care what podcast, who does it, but we should hold a big round table on that tonight because hip hop was started by a person of Jamaican descent. They don't even consider themselves African American.
I was just about to say that.
So he's not even from America. So you can't even say that and put that on black people because this black people don't even like hip hop.
Yeah.
And that's why when I was talking to Hassan and China Mac, I was talking to him about that. You got black people that try to shut hip hop down. They didn't even listen to hip hop at all.
See Dolores Tucker.
Hip hop is its own entity, is its own culture. Is it a construct of black American culture? Of course it is. And Jamaican culture, it's a melting pot. So we can't take it and be like, all right, it's its own, it overgrown that.
Yeah, you
Can I go one further though? But as we're trying to own hip hop so bad, and if we really don't look at that melting pot at the time, because you had poor Italian, there wasn't a lot. I'm not saying the Italians should take credit, but I'm just painting a picture here. And this is what I was doing the other day. It wasn't just one thing. It wasn't just shootouts. Nick, it was the sound of the ice cream truck coming through your neighborhood with that sound and you running for change and your mother dropping the change out the window. It was it was the hydrant that didn't have no cap on it that's just flowing. It was a painted picture that made hip hop. It wasn't one thing. So for us to say that China Mac has no type of business speaking
it was big. It was big rope chains. It was dookie laces. It was graffiti. It was break dancing.
Come on.
It was all kind of different stuff.
It was the afro pick in your hair.
Afro pick with the fist on the end. With the fist on the end. You know what I'm saying?
You know the reason why this is the number one reason why I say that hip hop is more or less like it's not a black thing because you gotta think some black people didn't grow up in hip hop. Like I made an example of my cousins that lived up in Poughkeepsie, right? They came up listening to something else. You feel me? Now when I came through, and they seen me, I looked like hip hop. You know what I'm saying? Right? I came up, I looked like hip hop to them. based off of what they seen in videos and stuff like that, but they wasn't in that lifestyle. Like it was foreign to them. We was hip hop coming from the Bronx, you know what I mean? So all areas wasn't affected. It's not until what Zeke was saying the other day about how the mayor was recognizing certain graffiti artists and stuff like that, and then the Village Voice hit and stuff like that. Then you got Africa Bambaataa and them came into play. It expanded from there, but it's always been that melting pot, like Mikey B said, man. You feel me?
Yo, bro, we
Yo,
gotta have a big round
Run
table on this, man.
DMC dropped their Run
You
DMC
got to get
dropped
rid
their
of
first song, 1983. Huh?
I said Saladine's not a good
Beastie
blogger.
Boys dropped their album. Beastie Boys dropped their album in 1986, which by logic would tell us the Jewish Beastie Boys been around watching this thing grow just as much as everybody else, bro. And I don't know about everybody else, but I was listening to the Beastie Boys in third base, man. So I'm not saying that they should have ownership of hip hop, but I'll be damned if I'm going to say other cultures was not a part of it from
why
the
do we
beginning.
become sellouts
It's ridiculous
against black people? Look, Saladin, why do we become, like in other people's eyes, why do you become a sellout or against black people because you acknowledging other cultures in hip hop?
I don't know. It's crazy.
Yo, bro, this is like these people are just trolls, man, and they just try to use anything against each other, bro. Anything they can use to like belittle you or try to, to disrespect you. This is what people do nowadays, bro. But you can't use hip hop for that. Hip hop was the voice of the ghetto youth, whoever was there. That's what it was. Whoever was there. Hip hop was the voice of the ghetto youth. Whoever was there.
That's it.
And don't get me wrong.
That's it, Mikey B.
See what Queens did. Queens contribution to hip hop was taking it, packaging it, and manufacturing it to the world and making it the money. You got to remember, them guys in the Bronx, they didn't get paid like the guys from Queens.
Nah, they didn't.
We the ones that monetized it. When it came to Russell Simmons and all them guys in LL, we monetized it. We bring the money to hip hop.
We
made it a worldwide. We brought it to the world. We packaged it to the world. My Adidas was with what's his name that they did the song with the guitar, the heavy metal rap dude.
Yeah. That shit went viral.
That's what went viral, and that's what opened up hip hop to the world, and it manufactured and made it go to the world, bro.
Facts.
Walk this way.
That was Queen's contribution to hip hop, bro. We took it out of the hood and we gave it to the world, bro.
Russell
we gave it to the world, man.
Russell
and I think it's just
tours. Russell Simmons.
I mean, like
that was
you know what I'm saying? The voice of youth, and you know what I'm saying, ghetto youth. You know what I mean? That's really what that was, and all of us had a Mexican homeboy or somebody that was, like you said the other day, Zeke, a Salvatore. We all had.
You know what I'm saying? Little Rico. His mother, my friend Harry was Ecuadorian, bro. 100% Ecuadorian. He ran with everything we did. You know what I'm saying?
Ziggy Black, what up? Saliden, what up?
What up? Wax.
Salute.
Mikey B.
Wax, I see you.
That's good, bro.
How y'all do last night?
We enjoyed ourselves, man. We sightseeing. I didn't even know it was like this. I love the view, the whole.
Midwest, man. Yeah, Midwest is
enjoying myself, man.
Yo, I like these.
Yeah, man. I'm trying to get out there soon to see my brother, man. Word is born.
It's just dope, man. Different people, different areas. It's dope for the culture, man. This is dope. This just these conversations, because this is things that we experience through these generations, and we're being a little older. We see things that this generation don't see. They see my grandfather, right? He lived on 116th Street in Madison Avenue. A lot of people don't know that 116th Street in Madison Avenue before they built Taft Projects was a large West Indian community. A lot of West Indians from Brooklyn, a lot of their stop was on 116th Street.
Can I say one thing? Can you just get rid of Saliden because he's really not like on our level. But
Here go the troll. Here go the troll.
I'm just trying.
Troll
I'm
came
just
out.
trying.
You
I'm
got
just
the
trying.
troll thing.
Trying. Now I had to break it up real quick. Let me just say this one thing before I leave out of here, right? I don't mind. Like I'm so wide open to a conversation. See, Saladi, look, you gotta get rid of him, man. He's a bad blogger.
Yeah.
Like, he doesn't do well.
Terry shot the
So
wax and P the building.
I do want to say this. It irks the fuck out of me for me to be the age that I'm at, right? And to know hip hop. I went breakdancing. I did graffiti. I did all that shit. Electric boogie. You know what I mean? I rapped. I made beats. I did everything that you do. You know what I'm saying? And to watch how involved I was in that and how much of that shit controlled my youth growing up in a good way. To watch it switch over. See, back in the days, I wouldn't mind it, you know what I mean? They say hip hop is black people. You know what I mean? Because I would have been able to represent that brand. That you know what I'm saying? Like we had came up under groups like X Clan. You know what I'm saying? You know, even Tragedy Gaddafi, Arrest the President.
Oh,
We came up under Brand Nubians. You know what I mean? Learning, being intrigued by learning yourself. I mean, those are the dudes that you know what I mean? Sent me out to seek knowledge of self. You know what I'm saying? Which ultimately I became Muslim. It all started from music. So what Saladin was saying earlier about how we can summon demons, you can also summon good energy by the words that you're putting out there. The problem is the same problem that like you said earlier, Zeke, about you SMD 1,000 times, you're gonna get 1,000,000 views, right? And if you're used to that brand
yeah.
of you know what I'm saying, getting it's you might be the illest barber and you can blog about that and eventually get more views for doing barber blogs than SMD all day, but it's being afraid of losing the attention.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yo, let me answer something that OG Sonny Blanco said he said Sugar Hill Gang. Bro, what made hip hop go viral and get money
I'm gonna
was
step
Russell
down.
Simmons and Def Jam. Sugar Hill Gang didn't get no money like Run DMC and them. They didn't get no money. They didn't get no money like Def Jam. What money Sugar Hill Gang got? I'm not saying they have a big song. There's a lot of big songs at that time, but I'm talking about who bring it out. Run DMC and them, that's who got the first money. They got the first bag. When you start talking about bags, who getting money, that was LL and Run DMC and them. Wasn't nobody had no bag like them, bro. Nobody got no money like them.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
That's
You're
the
right. They
facts,
ain't
bro.
gonna front. They took him out to a whole other place.
With them Adidas and all that stuff, we started selling stuff, selling clothes, and that's when,
Yeah.
hip hop and the clothing aspect came.
The
branding, you right.
advertising, commercialize. That's yes.
Now, what I was saying, Mikey, I'm at work, so I got to talk real quick. What I was saying, you 100% right. Y'all got the money. Y'all got the money from it because y'all bought it to the white people. While the white people was the masses that was buying the records and all that good shit. So that's where the money came from. Before then, it was just in the hood or amongst black people. The first people to bring it to the world, even though they stole the lyrics, and amongst black people and everybody in the world, was Sugar Hill. But you're right, they ain't get no money from it. That's why I said y'all bought it to the white people. The white people bought the money. The Aerosmith collabs and all that good shit brought the money to hip hop. You solely right about that. Y'all, if you say y'all brought the money to hip hop, yeah, y'all brought the money to hip hop. But Sugar Hill, not even New York, that's New Jersey. Sugar Hill brought it to the world. That's all I'm saying. The first rap album you heard on the radio, anybody's radio, was Sugar Hill joint, B. You didn't hear Run DMC joint first. Run DMC got the money.
I don't think Sugar Hill Gang had a bigger reach or a bigger impact on
No,
hip
they
hop.
didn't. I'm telling you they didn't. Because they didn't get the money. Along with the money comes the power and the reach.
I don't think they had a bigger reach or a bigger impact on the world than Run DMC.
I agree with you 100%. Listen to me. I am agreeing with you 100%. But everything that you're saying, the reason why they had such that big impact was because of the money situation. The white people bought the money.
If I got more money behind my work, then I got more reach. I got more impact. I got more power. Why you think dudes with major deals have more impact than dudes with minor that don't have major deals.
No, bro. I got
money.
disagree respectfully. That was a smart move by Russell Simmons. Russell knew if I bring Aerosmith in this joint and he got the white boy Paul Rubin behind him, if I bring Aerosmith in this joint, we going out the world. It's an astronomical move. That was a master chess move that brought the money to Queens, that brought the money to hip hop. Y'all brought the
but they
money to
also
hip
brought
hop. The
exposure.
first rap
Listen,
record you heard was
see,
Sugar
guys,
Hill,
don't
B.
understand. Sugar Hill Gang, who Run DMC reached more people than Sugar Hill Gang. They reached more people.
Bruh, you think if Aerosmith wouldn't have been on that record, they would have reached more people? It was a strategic move to
I'm not
reach
saying
more
that that's
people,
not true.
to
I'm
go
just saying
get
what
the
was done.
money.
Of course, I'm not saying that that's not true. I'm just saying
All right, okay.
the reach.
Okay.
I'm just saying the reach.
I agree then.
Yo, Zeke, it's a lot of conversations we need to have, man.
Yeah.
But this is a
Set
good
it
conversation.
up. Let me get off of work with my sound and my quality be better.
Tonight,
Set
I
it up.
asked MacMean, and we got to get a good panel. We all kicking on this, bro. Because this is powerful. This is a great topic, bro.
Yeah, it is. Everybody, they time and experience. Exactly. It is. I remember the first time we heard hip hop was like in the parks. Dudes was rapping on the mic.
Son said, don't forget Curtis Blow. The nigga said, don't forget Curtis Blow, Mikey B.
You had
Curtis Blow was the dude.
Yeah.
Curtis ain't do what Run DMC did. There ain't nobody do what Run DMC did, especially for that era.
I think LL, one of them was the first dudes to go platinum. Nobody else went platinum before them.
That's because they had Aerosmith who brought that rock and roll white shit in. The white boys went and bought that record. The white boys went and got that record. That's what made it go platinum, homie.
Did save hip hop when there was time and they was making some not good records. There was a special piece of Larry Ladd. This is a true story. He called Orange Crush. The beat was a break beat that everybody would dance to. The break beat. They went Run DMC. They went and made a song called Sucker MCs with that beat. So when they first played Sucker MC, niggas was dancing to the Orange Crush shit. Then they heard the rapping over it. That song took hip hop, made me believe hip hop could be something. Sucker MCs was one of Run DMC's biggest hits. That song, Sucker MCs.
If I gotta go the biggest impact, I'm gonna go first with Mikey B with the Walk This Way. Then the next impact I'm gonna go is My Adidas. My Adidas might have been a bigger impact than Walk This Way. Just so happened Walk This Way was first.
Was crazy too.
Yeah, my Adidas was crazy, Mikey B. My Adidas had everybody in the world rocking Adidas, B. If the joint with Aerosmith had everybody listening to hip hop, my Adidas had everybody wearing Adidas, B.
Yeah.
Yo, I'm outside at work. I'm waiting for my clients to come back. Yo, we gotta tap in tonight. Let me know what time y'all want to go on. We
got the day off, so we good.
I'm supposed to be in school and power and all that too. Let me get back to work.
Y'all gonna be working shit.
Happen. You heard? Doing your due diligence.
But we pull up tonight. You know what I'm saying?
All right, definitely. I'm here.
All right.
I'm here.
All right, peace, bro.
Peace.
Salute to the chat. Salute to the people. Peace to the people.
Yeah, that's Mikey B, man. He was in the building, man. It's dope. I think this is a dope panel. I think on a lot of you other guys' platforms, we continue this conversation. We get back together, make it happen. It's hip hop, man, and it's coming from a purest form. Just like Saliden said, there's a difference between the streets and hip hop. Every time something happens in the street, you put hip hop with the shit. It's two different things. And I think by how Saliden being well versed in that show we did, it's showing the difference, man. So definitely shout out to Saliden, man. You know, Saliden, my brother, man. You know what I'm saying? Look, we went from talking about Glaze to boom. Look where we at now. Hell yeah. And we got to talk about hip hop. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. This is dope. This was this is definitely a good one, man. It was good, man. I spell his name before. Hell yeah, it was definitely a dope live. I appreciate y'all. Sonny Blanco in the building. I put him in the description. Salute to Valenzuela and Sonny Blanco. Hold on. Definitely, I appreciate all of that pulled up. There's hip hop conversation. I appreciate y'all. Shout out to Spanish Harlem, where I'm from. Blood Washington Project. Shout out to Wifey, West Side St. Louis. OG Sonny Blanco. Venezuela. BI. BI for we in the building, baby. That's how the dog soldier in the building. My Adidas changed the world. I appreciate y'all. I'll be back tomorrow. I gotta work. Today's Friday. I got Friday off. I'll get back tomorrow. Who knows? Tomorrow morning I might do something together before I go to work, man. You know, I'm gonna finish up on the China Mac thing. Definitely, I like the vibe I have with as well about the China Mac thing situation in his eyes, and just him growing up in the city. And with that being said, I appreciate y'all. Thank you all those that pulled up. I appreciate Jeffrey Shower where I'm from, Harlem, East Harlem, Lexington Project. Shout out to Ron Bugs in the building, Mr. White Bills. We see you, OG Dice. 050 the movement, Harlem Legend, we see you. Shout out to China Mac. You know what I'm saying? Definitely shout out to China Mac. We here, you know what I'm saying? You know the crews, PT 131 and TWB and SDS and GNR and Carver Mob, Eastside Lynch Mob and Flow Boys, East Army, 117 for Lex, FTW, FEB. LG Boys or LCB, 107th Street, 104th Street Lex on both sides, 107th Street Lex, 109th Street Lex, Clinton Projects, Washington Projects, rest in peace, Ant White, Money Tree, TRU, my man Wiggs, the TDT Controller, Ari Uno, my man Ed Medina, my man Hakeem. We here, man. You know what I'm saying? My boys Mike and Sean Sustack. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'll be East Side, West Side. TW, rest in peace, Shot, TWB, the Hill Hole crew, the rest in peace, Tone Lopez, rest in peace, Ed Superman from Lex. Rest in peace to Nelson, Batista, my man Mikey, brother. Salute to my man Son Spoon. With that being said, gotta go. Appreciate y'all, love y'all. Shout out to Brooklyn. With that being said, peace, love, and unity.